Artesia and
26.
Hobbs in Lovington in the middle 60s as well.
All right, cool.
Sprinkles over the area, but the rain's moving to the east of us. But as we move into Friday, the rain chance is increasing. 30% for the Lovington area, temps mid-60s, and 65 degrees. Carlsbad, 30% chance for rain. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet. Online at carlsbadchevrolet.com. Text line at 877-396-W105. Brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Online at amigo-machinery.com. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. And YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook video feed brought to you by Desert Sand Water Well. Online at desertsandsnm.com.
So this is Christmas. Stay tuned and have fun. We love all you listeners for making us your number one. And so this is Christmas. All year you've kept us on. Though we acted like idiots, and some jokes really bombed. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from all of the people on this morning show here.
God bless America. God bless you. I will be happy when Joe Biden is finally out of office. 2 days in a row, I go to the gym, and I met another American today that is fleeing America because of Joe Biden. Filipino that became a citizen, worked for Job Corps, traveled to the United States, and now is back in the Philippines because of Joe Biden. God bless America. We're losing good people because of Joe. We need Trump back in office. It looks like Maine is going to try to keep him off the ballot next.
We go. I think California is also doing it.
Yeah, California. And so the goal was to keep him off the ballot. Now, democracy, they're always talking about this democracy thing, not letting the people vote on an election. Why can't the people decide? I get it. The people aren't smart enough.
We can't have democracy.
Yeah, we can't have democracy. My God, what's the matter with you people?
Then they complain that you're trying to stop democracy.
Yeah, so we're going to get to all that. We got bunches of cuts coming up this morning. Tweet of the day on the way. It is already a Thursday. You've got 4 more days before Christmas is here. That is pretty much it. So if you haven't done your Christmas shopping, you better get it done. 6:09 on a crossword puzzle day. Also, don't make your bed day. I got to say, I haven't made my bed since my mom forced me to make my bed. I think it's a complete waste of time. My wife makes the bed every morning, and then I take my afternoon nap. And then she goes back in there and makes it. And then at nighttime, we mess it up again. It just seems like a lot of energy spent for nothing. I just leave it like it is. Just.
I think it depends on if you're going to have people over.
Well, that's a little different, but everybody knows you sleep in your bed anyway.
Right.
Don't make your bed day, Forefathers Day, Humbug Day. Our forefathers are actually rolling over in their graves this morning. National Flashlight Day, National French Fried Shrimp Day. I'm going to give you just a clue on frying fish. When I fry fish or shrimp, I take mustard and mix it with my eggs as you throw the shrimp or the fish in there before you batter it. The mustard gives it it takes it to a whole nother level.
It does.
Just saying. Try
Mustard's
mustard.
good for a lot of that kind of stuff.
It is. Today is National Hamburger Day, National Homeless Person Memorial Day. Joe Biden's applauding because he made a lot of homeless people since he's been in office. National Look on the Bright Side Day. I try to look on the bright side. It's just very dull lately. Regifting Day going on today. Ribbon Candy Day. Shark Girl Appreciation. I'm married to a shark girl. I appreciate you. First day of winter happens today. So today is the officially the first day of winter. I'll get you updated with the weather on the way in just a second. Joe Biden, President of the United States, has been warned by his top aides and his wife, Jill Biden, that to rest more. The top aides are telling them to rest more and be more mindful of their health. Even though Joe Biden says he feels so much younger than 81. Sounds like this story should be written by The Onion. Joe feels like a young person, he says. No, you don't. You should have said you like feeling up young people. Not feel like a young person. And the Biden administration under fire for a rule restricting gas furnaces. An energy group is seeking to challenge a new regulation in court. First, it was gas stoves they came after, now gas furnaces. And Joe should really worry about the gas that is seeking from his Depends at this point in time. Worry about that. Speaking of stuff that smells like doo-doo or something, my office has been reeking. So I had just mopped in here. So I took out the trash, and in the trash, somebody had thrown something in there, and I guess it spoiled. Maybe that was the smell. So now I'm burning a Bath and Body Works candle in the store. I went and snagged one from the wife. And she said, "Do you know how much those are?" I don't care.
You girly.
She said they were like $20 a piece.
Wow. $20
for a candle? I paid that for a candle?
We'll send you some.
Wow. Looks like Clint Eastwood has been busy directing a new movie called Juror Number 2. It's coming out next year. There's a perfect example of a old guy that still got it together.
Mm-hmm.
92.
Is he? I thought he was like 93 or 4.
Yeah, he's in that neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean he's old and he's still doing real well. And I think part of the reason is he's out. He's doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Biden yesterday, I posted it up on my Facebook page. I feel bad for him. He doesn't know where he's gone when he leaves the stage.
Mm-mm.
Did you see the guy on the right-hand side's like, "Come to me"?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad. It's bad. It's elderly abuse.
It is elderly
what it should be called.
Yeah. I really more and more, I feel that.
I feel bad. Universal Studios just purchased 480 acres in the UK. They plan to build a theme park, Universal Studios UK, soon. And we did talk about this a couple days ago. Aaron Rodgers is not coming back this season, which I think is actually a good decision on his part.
Very smart.
You're already old. No sense coming back already.
Right.
Historically inactive Congress ends its first year. And we do mean historically inactive. 118th Congress is in line to set the all-time record for being so inactive as the first year of Congress winds up. 22 pieces of legislation passed the House and the Senate. That is the lowest since the Great Depression.
I think it's a goal we should strive for every year.
And you know what? I was going to say that. I am for less new laws. We have enough laws on the books. We got over 12,000.
Right.
I think it's more than that, laws on the books in America.
Look, we have so many laws that people even don't know what laws we have.
Exactly. Let me correct this. 12,103 bills were introduced. Only 22 were enacted. Wow. 12,000 and only 22.
Unfortunately, probably 20 of those were bad.
Yeah, you're right. Biden yesterday highlighted the growth of black businessship under his administration yesterday as he was at the Wisconsin Black Chamber of Commerce in Milwaukee. And whenever he's pandering for the blacks, he always has to go back to Delaware. So I got several cuts from him, and he made a comment, there is no way in hell that it's accurate. It's another lie. I'll get to that coming up in just a second. Powerball, no winner last night. If you played, no winners. So the Saturday Powerball will roll over to $620 million.
I definitely want to buy a ticket.
Did you buy one?
No, I since I don't normally buy one, I kept forgetting to do it yesterday. But,
so the cash option on that is $310 million, and $310 million will take you places you probably can't go right now.
That'd be a nice Christmas present.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you could pay off your bills and family bills too. This is a great thing. There are two things that happen. Yeah, three things that happened that were totally surprises yesterday. Federal judge in California blocked the California firearm carry law, calling it sweeping, repugnant to the Second Amendment. So the federal judge yesterday, blocked the California law that would have banned carrying firearms in public, and saying it violates the Second Amendment. Now, think about this. This could have an impact in New Mexico with the governor calling it a health crisis, a health emergency. You cannot carry your firearms in Bernalillo at parks. The judge, U.S. Judge Cormac Carney, granted a preliminary injunction blocking that law, calling it sweeping and repugnant to the Second Amendment, and openly pretty much saying that it should be taken up with the Supreme Court.
Well, it should. That's part of the problem here in New Mexico is with the law, or it's not even a law, sorry, the executive order that by the governor is against the Second Amendment. But there's something I'm working on, and I found out that, judges, we already know, are supposed to be impartial.
They're supposed to be.
Right. And we also know that the Supreme Court in New Mexico is made up entirely of Democrats and so on. But there's an organization that is a very political organization very far left, and their goal is to push far left legislation.
Yeah.
So
and that is the same group that's doing the buyback program, if I'm not mistaken.
A different one.
Wow.
And so, I never have a problem with a congressional person like a rep or a senator or something belonging to one of those organizations because you expect it. But judges belonging to an organization.
Judges are supposed to be impartial.
I got news yesterday that 7 of the 10 appellate judges and 2 of the New Mexico Supreme Court justices belong to this organization.
Oh,
and it's something I'm looking into. So
interesting.
So they are not impartial.
A big win in California for Second Amendment folks, and a huge win for the California Rifle and Pistol Association and the NRA. California progressives are refusing to accept the Supreme Court mandate, and they're also refusing to accept the federal judge that blocking anybody from saying you can't carry a gun in public. As long as you are legally and lawfully carrying that gun, there is nothing they can do about that. All right, we're going to check the weather coming up in a second. Roswell Police Department asking for information from the public and to aid them in their investigation. Another homicide yesterday on the south side of Roswell. Police made their way to the area and looking into reports of multiple gunshots fired. The victim identified as Larry A. Turner, 38 years old. He was found by police lying on the ground at the intersection of I and East Iman Streets. And that is on the base. That happened about 1 a.m. Wednesday. And emergency treatment was provided, but he had multiple gunshot wounds and died at the scene. Investigation determined that a house less than a block away and a nearby vehicle had also been struck by gunfire. Location of the home was described by police as being on 8th Street. Of course, all the crime scenes are located on what is known as the base in Roswell, which is, of course, the old Walker Air Force Base. And also, and I hate to say it, because there are good people that live on the base, but it's also a high crime area. Would I be wrong by saying that, Tom?
Oh, no.
No, it's a high crime area. And here's the problem. When you fly in the Roswell, guess what you have to go through?
That's right, through that area.
The base.
Yeah.
And it is a eyesore. You know, the best thing Roswell could do is get rid of the base. And I mean, look, the base is not owned by the city anymore. They sold off, lots and homes and that type of stuff. But it is a crime outlet for sure. So the police are looking for information. If you know any information, please get in touch with the Roswell Police Department. Like I said, good people live on the base, but they have begun fleeing from the base because it is not a good place to live.
No.
High crime area, not good. All right, 623 morning show this morning being brought to you by Butcher Block Meat Market and Grill. They're serving up breakfast right now. Get in there for a burrito. Yeah, and for lunch, go back for lunch. The cool thing about liking them on Facebook and becoming a fan on Facebook is that you get all the lunch specials. You can also get all the weekly meat specials. Yes, full-service meat counter. They can cut your meat to your expectations. If you like your steak big and thick, not a problem. They can cut it up to your expectations. If you like your pork chops nice and thin, that's not going to be a problem. They also have burger patties prepared in advance, some of those patties, green chili and that type of stuff. So get in there and buy some of the patties. Just throw them on the grill this weekend, and you're ready to go. Also on the weekends, they're serving up menudo. But breakfast being served this morning. Call in advance for your order, 575-739-7778, 1422 South Main and Lovington. Check them out today. Gradually, it's supposed to start clearing. That's what they're saying. 64 for the high.
It's foggy.
40 tonight, and then 65 and sunny tomorrow. We've got a pretty good chance of rain coming up Saturday. I'm talking about 60% chance of the wet stuff.
All right.
Your last weekend to go shop, and it's supposed to be not so appealing.
Buy rain gear.
Yeah, just throw it out.
There are a lot of patches of heavy fog this morning, and some patches that's hardly anything. So please be careful out there. Put your low beams on.
That's
so many people driving with their high beams on in these.
Yeah,
this blinds everybody.
Now, I was telling Blake earlier, I usually use the 3-second rule before I enter an intersection. But in fog times, I'll go 7-8 seconds just to be safe.
3-second rule. What is that, like when you hit a dumpster and have to stop, or maybe a
3-second nap or a 7-second nap?
Yeah, it's usually it's more like the 7-minute nap, and then he wakes up.
Wow.
Yeah. By the way, check of the weather being brought to you by Janco Janitorial. Get in touch with them today in Artesia. They're your full-service janitorial company. Look, they're based in Artesia, but they serve all of southeast New Mexico. They can clean the office, go to industrial sites. They can also do oil field cleanup. They do it all, commercial, industrial, and oil field cleanup. And they've been in business for a while now, and their folks are certified, hazmat certified, pathogen certified, PPE certified. They also can sell you all the janitorial supplies. Call Amber this morning, 575-703-1869. Go to the website, jancojanitorial.com. So, Tom, when Blake had to save you today, please tell me that it was just a tinkle trick.
Well, I don't know what it was.
So you got locked into the bathroom?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I got scared.
You got scared.
I got scared. I'm claustrophobic, you know.
You know, that actually segues into what our question of the day is, because he was off the grid while he was in there and I fixed the doorknob.
Yeah. So what is the longest you have been off the grid? I'd love to hear from you about that. My number, 877-396-W105. I got the generator started today. All is good. And then I went back to start it again, and the hose came back undone, so the clamps are no good. The hose is no good, so tomorrow I'm changing the hose. But it felt good to be able to get it started. The recall came undone as I started it the first time, so I had to go back and fix the recall. But all is good. And guess what? The electricians didn't show up again today.
Well, yeah.
Well, and for those who were listening right before the show started, I had a hot mic while I was talking to Kevin, and we had some last-minute technical difficulties.
Good thing you didn't cuss, though. Right?
That's right. That's right.
Well, thank God you couldn't hear me.
Right.
Because,
right.
I mean, I am a cusser from a long way back.
Me too, but
I shouldn't be, but sometimes I.
When I step through that studio door, I try and turn it off.
Yeah, I try. Doesn't always work. All right, we're going to get to the tweet of the day, thought of the day. Former Lubbock middle school teacher accused of grooming a student has been indicted. The grand jury indicted the former Irons middle school teacher accused of displaying grooming behavior towards a student. James Tapley is 30 years old, has been charged with online solicitation of a minor under the age of 14 and improper relationship between an educator and a student. He has been indicted on both those charges yesterday. Officials in Lubbock at the ISD said they were first notified by police and opened the investigation. And on November 27th, law enforcement received information that Tapley communicated inappropriately with a minor. The court documents state that Tapley told investigators he gave a juvenile a cell phone in order to communicate with them. So it's multiple students that he was communicating with. And he did share with them inappropriate sexual in nature stuff and was grooming them. So now Texas has a law on the books that New Mexico, I don't think has. And that law is improper relationship between an educator and a student. They also have the same law on the books when it comes to law enforcement or EMS. Mm-hmm. I think even nurses and doctors fall under that same.
It makes the penalties much harsher.
Right.
It is. So this guy is going to go away for a long, long time.
And he will make lots of new friends, but he will never know what they look like because he'll be facing the other way.
He's going to be very popular. Another win for the Republicans and the conservatives yesterday. Oregon Court of Appeals Wednesday invalidated the state's landmark climate protection program called the CPP, which aims on slashing the greenhouse gases emissions from fossil fuel companies by 90% by the year 2050. State rulemakers failed to substantially comply with the requirements for disclosing when adopting the rules, according to the court. So they invalidated the climate protection program. By the way, New Mexico, we also have the climate protection program. So maybe we can invalidate ours. That would be awesome. I think it would be awesome. And in Minnesota, and don't laugh too much because New Mexico is doing the same thing. Minnesota schools kick off the new year mandating menstrual products in the boys' bathroom. So they're spending about $2 million to put menstrual products in the boys' bathroom because you never can tell when a boy is going to need a pad or a tampon.
Hey, they're good for polishing your shoes. Oh, wait, kids don't do that anymore.
So $2 million, a colossal waste of money. First of all, why are we giving away? I mean, when I was in school, if a girl needed, a feminine product, you know what she did? She brought it from home. Mm-hmm. The school didn't provide that. Mm-mm. Why is it the school's responsibility? And now we're going to provide it to boys. And don't laugh, people in New Mexico, because didn't it pass in New Mexico that we're going to do the same thing? Yes. I'm pretty sure that it did. So don't laugh at Minnesota because it's coming here.
Well, because we have idiots that say, oh, well, boys can do that too.
Yeah, boys can menstruate. No, they can't. All right, tweet of the day. We're going to come back. We've got the price of oil on the way. Also, a story about a man exposing himself at the Dollar Tree, of all places.
He's a
big spender, too.
Yeah, it was a cheap exposure.
So we're going to get to that. The tweet of the day this morning being brought to you by Zia Guns, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Handguns, rifles, shotguns, over 1,000 guns in stock at any point in time. And if you've been thinking about getting personal protection, it's kind of nuts out there. It really is. Crime is rampant. Maybe you're thinking about getting you some personal protection. That doesn't mean you got to get your gun. If you're, non-lethal personal protection, they've got that. I'm in favor of guns because with my luck, the non-lethal personal protection is only going to tick the murderer off, and I'm not going to be able to put him down with that. But that's my personal. That's me. So I'm getting the gun. But you can get non-lethal personal protection. Look, they have the largest selection of guns in southeast New Mexico. If you've been hunting, not having any luck, miss, you need a new rig, go in there and tell them. Closed on Saturday, open on Sunday. Zia Guns, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Check them out today. Great people. Lots of stuff for folks on your Christmas list. And they will be open on Sunday. So closed on Saturday, open on Sunday. Check them out today. Price of oil on the way. The tweet of the day. Here is the tweet of the day. Please just remember this is comedy. Just laugh and go along with it.
I've been walking for about 57 days and 8 hours. I'm walking from Brooklyn, New York to Del Rio, Texas, where I'll then cross the Rio Grande into Mexico and then re-enter the United States as an illegal immigrant. That way I can get back on unemployment, get free housing, and so the government doesn't punish me for not being vaccinated. I've got about another 326 miles, and then I can get back to life as normal. Better start working on my accent. Wish me luck, amigo.
He's going to get that $7,000 gift card and a free phone, too. Don't hate me, okay? Do not hate me. Comedy is comedy. All right, 6:35. We are BM, the Breakfast Club, 25 minutes away from 7 o'clock. Thought for the day being brought to you by Wakefield Oil, 35 years plus, serving southeast New Mexico, delivering oil and gas products in the patch. Look, they're very dependable. You need it, they get it to you. On-road, off-road, it really doesn't matter. DEF, value, they've got red diesel, green diesel, unleaded, and interstate batteries. They are your distributor for interstate batteries. So if you're in the patch on location and you need some, just give them a call. WakefieldOil.com, all the contact information. Thought for the day being brought to you by Wakefield Oil, and the thought for the day is, Dear Santa, please give me a definition of naughty, please. It's my thought for the day this morning. All right, we're going to get to the price of oil coming up in just a second. Looks like an Ohio man caught exposing himself at 6:20 in the afternoon at the Dollar Tree. Employee told police officers the man's exposed his genitals in the store inappropriately, and that's when the employee called 911. The man was 6 foot tall, 200 pounds, in his late 40s, wearing a black coat. I wonder if it was a trench coat.
That would just be too perfect.
Wow.
But maybe he was just trying out products.
Well, the guy was, had picked up 2-gallon Ziploc bags and some OxyClean, and wow. God bless you. Troubling story, Super Bowl champ. Do you see the story, Tom? Former New York Giant running back, 2008 Super Bowl champion, Derek Ward, arrested in Los Angeles, accused of robbing several businesses.
He's broke, wasn't he?
His bond is set at $250,000. How much money did this guy make in the NFL?
At least $10 million. I mean, those running backs back then used to get a lot of money.
And so at least $10 million. It's probably more than that. And so that's gone. And how old do you have to be to get your retirement from the league? I have no idea. But I mean that money is several. I think it's like $400,000 a year you get if you retire from the NFL.
Yeah, OJ still gets his retirement.
Yeah, OJ gets his money, and I think it's about $400,000 a year.
Yeah, something like that.
Not chump change at all. Crazy. Man convicted federally of 2 counts of kidnapping in Albuquerque. This guy was what they call a serial rapist, and he's now heading to prison. Timothy Bachina was arrested. Bachica. Never seen that name in my life. Arrested and charged twice for kidnapping women off the streets and holding them hostage and raping them. 21-year-old woman was abducted off the street, held against her will for more than 15 hours. She was just one of his victims. By the way, he was first charged in 2018 after he was accused of kidnapping and raping a woman, and he remained out with an ankle monitor, and guess what he did again?
No.
He kidnapped and raped another woman.
My goodness.
Why do we keep letting these animals back out?
Well, you're going to have to ask the governor because she's worried about violent crime. No, this did not include a gun, so she's not really concerned about it.
She's not really concerned about crime. She's only concerned about taking people's rights away.
All right, we're going to dive into the Donald Trump and the charges. And I've got probably 5 or 6 cuts, but I don't know if you'll remember this cut because it did not stay on social media long. Facebook took it down and Twitter took it down within 5 minutes of them Donald Trump posting it. I want you to listen to what Donald Trump said. So if this constitutes an insurrection, we've got deep, deep problems. I'm going to check the price of oil coming up in a second. 20 minutes away from 7 o'clock. Here's Donald Trump on January 6th. Doesn't sound like an insurrection. Doesn't sound like he is telling people to do things that are against the law. Listen.
I know you're hurt. We had an election that was stolen from us. It was a landslide election, and everyone knows it, especially the other side. But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time. There's never been a time like this where such a thing happened, where they could take it away from all of us, from me, from you, from our country. This was a fraudulent election, but we can't play into the hands of these people. We have to have peace. So go home. We love you. You're very special. You've seen what happens. You see the way others are treated that are so bad and so evil. I know how you feel. But go home and go home in peace.
Wait. Did he just tell people to go home and go home in peace?
He did.
That he just... Oh.
Well, according to the Colorado Supreme Court, that clearly is inciting.
By telling people to go home.
It's why they use the words they use. I've been saying this for quite a while. The far left are very, very good at using the language against people.
So Trump's, I agree.
And Republicans roll over and take it. They don't correct it.
We do. We don't roll over. We bend over. Trump's impeachment attorney talked about the insurrection. Listen to what he had to say.
The only judicial or quasi-judicial body that decided that issue was the United States Senate, who decided that in one of the articles of impeachment that the president did not engage in insurrection. It was actually part of the case that I argued, and you can take from that what you will, but that was the only quasi-judicial decision. Now, you might also look at Jack Smith in the indictments in D.C. As far as I recall, he did not charge the statute for inciting insurrection.
So, and if Jack Smith coulda, you think he woulda?
Yes.
Darn right he would have. And even Biden, look, Biden was asked a question yesterday, and the sound is not great because the helicopter is in the background, but listen to what he had to say. So he was asked about Trump and the insurrection. I don't know if you noticed, he doesn't ever say the name Trump now. He calls him the other guy. That's what he's calling him now. Trump is so far under his skin. Trump is like burrowed and is like so far under his skin, he can't even say the name Trump because he knows he's losing.
Well, I'm not so sure that he doesn't think this is still the last election.
It possibly could be, but listen to what he says about the insurrection. By the way, at this time, me and Donald Trump have been charged with insurrection about the same amount of times. Tom, you know how many times that is?
Zero.
Thank you. I pray. Hey, you scared me for a second there. I didn't know if you were going to come up with a number, 0. So here's Biden.
Is Trump an insurrectionist, sir?
Well, I think certainly it was self-evident. You saw it all. Now, whether the 14th Amendment applies, I'll let the court make that decision. But he certainly supported an insurrection. And no question about it.
No question about it. It's an insurrection. And look, I don't know if you remember when Hillary lost the election. How many people doubted the outcome of that election?
Every single Democrat.
Every one of them. Every one of them. But this Colorado Secretary of State, who was also supposed to be impartial, is a piece of work. Listen to what she had to say.
Trump's actions are unprecedented. The Colorado Supreme Court confirmed that the district court got it right, that he did engage in insurrection. I think Section 3 of the 14th Amendment has to apply to the presidency because if not, it's a get-out-of-jail-free card. And in a country of laws where no man is above another, we can't have one office be able to do whatever they want when it comes to rebellion and then be able to be seated in office again.
Well, where are the charges? Where are the charges? Because he has never, ever, ever been charged. Well, he was when it came to impeachment, but they found him. They didn't remove him from office.
Well, if you go back and look at that verdict, and he was not guilty.
Right.
So not guilty. That speaks volumes.
That says it all. But Colorado knows better than the legal by the legislative body And when it comes to the 14th Amendment, aren't they the only ones that could have taken him out with the 14th Amendment? I think they were. Jonathan Turley.
Well,
who
I want to make a sidestep thing before you get to
ahead.
Jonathan Turley. If they're going to say that they can enforce the 14th Amendment, why can't Texas enforce amendments as well, especially when it comes to various things like immigration and other laws? Because
Ding, Blake scores one.
Their arguments are always, you can't enforce federal law.
Oh.
Well, okay. What did Jonathan Turley say?
Jonathan Turley, who is a legal scholar, what college does he? I can't think of the name. Is it Georgetown? I think it could be Georgetown, where he's a professor. And anyway, he's always on Fox. That's probably where you have seen the name Jonathan Turley. He talks about on Fox yesterday about the 14th Amendment, about Donald Trump and what happened in Colorado. And by the way, it looks like Maine's going to do the same thing, and California is pushing to do the same thing. So Colorado will not be alone.
To call this an insurrection for the purpose of disqualification would create a slippery slope for every state in the union. This is a time when we actually need democracy. We need to allow the voters to vote. We need to hear their decision. And the court here just said, you're not going to get that. In Colorado, we're not going to let you vote for Donald Trump.
No.
And, you could dislike Trump. You can believe he's responsible for January 6th, but this isn't the way to do it. I mean, it is, for people that say they're trying to protect democracy, this is hands down the most anti-democratic opinion I've seen in my lifetime.
I think it is everybody's. We haven't seen anything like this. We haven't witnessed anything like this. Crazy. All right, Carrie Jean-Pierre, we're going to get to that. She was asked about that 5-year-old immigrant boy that died in Chicago. And Clarence Thomas talks about the media. We're going to get to that. Tom on the text, and we'll check the price of oil coming up in just a second. Our number, 877-396-W105.
All right, John from Eunice is chiming in this morning. He says, good morning, guys. The Democrats supported an insurrection as well. Why not authorizing the use of the National Guard by not putting up barriers and telling the Capitol Police to stand down? Unfortunately, the Republicans played right in to their hands, says John from Eunice this morning. Another one, B, we got a phone call coming up. Let's get this first text out of the way. And texter says, the only insurrection that we have going is the Democratic Party's trying to dissuade votes or just remove somebody from a ballot from a free election. It tells me that we're no longer a free society. Now let's go to the phone lines.
And I think more and more people are going to wake up to that.
Better.
Sure.
Yeah, that's
right,
what they do in third world countries.
Exactly. If it would be here in the Philippines where I live, I would go, I'm not surprised. If it would be in Venezuela. By the way, another deal to release prisoners. I don't know if you saw that this morning.
And it did happen in Venezuela.
Yeah. All right, morning. How you doing? Where are you calling from this morning?
I'm calling from the patch.
Hey,
how you guys doing? Yes, sir. So on the Trump issue, the CIA plays into everything. I mean, I'm sorry to bring up again the 3-letter word, the CIA, but they've done it in Venezuela. They've done it with Bolsonaro. They try to throw other governments off, other candidates in other countries off the ballot. And they've done it here, But now Texas might drop Biden, and other states might follow suit as well, like, dropping Biden out of the ballot. I mean, because you have to fight fire with fire. And the Democrats are great at dividing our country. We all bleed red. We're all made by God, and God didn't discriminate. He gave us all red blood.
We all bleed the same color. You know what else they did, Frank? They did something that is unprecedented. They also said you can't write in Donald Trump's name. Now, why would they include that in the decision?
Because they know that a lot of people are going to do that. And it's on Colorado's people to stand up now and go to their Supreme Court, and they're all clowns in that Supreme Court. They're all clowns. The Jeffrey Epstein flight logs are going to come out January the 1st, and don't be surprised if you see some Colorado big power people in that list. It's a joke what they've done, and they're not stopping there. Trump has bring this country together, and in all aspects, in all aspects, poor people like him, rich people like him. Now young people are liking him because young people are saying, "Man, we don't get a break in school. They're pushing this stuff on us, and we don't like it." And they see what's going on in the country, so the Supreme Court have to step up and make it like a CNN, ABC, NBC, all those channels, and run it over and over and over.
Wait. Frank, did you see Biden being interviewed by Conan O'Brien? He actually talked about how the media goes against him and comes after him all the time. Are you kidding me?
And that's false, and that's fake. The media doesn't go after Biden. But you see, we have a lot of media coverage against the American people and for the globalist agenda. ABC, NBC, CBS, they all run the narrative for the globalists. They don't want Trump.
Oh, no doubt.
Why? Because Trump exposed their shenanigans, and whenever they can't win with values, they don't want to play chess no more. They want to throw the chessboard out the window. They want to throw the Bible out the window. They don't have morals. They don't have good morals. They don't have good values. And that's why they're after Trump, because he's got good morals, good values, good ideas for America.
Agree, but wait for it, because they will turn on Joe Biden soon. And the networks will turn on him. If he can't win, they will turn on him also. That's
Kamala Harris is going to go to the Supreme Court. Gavin Newsom is going to be vice president, run for vice president, and Big Mike is going to run for president. So Big Mike, Gavin Newsom for vice president, Kamala Harris, they're going to try to set her up for the Supreme Court.
By the way, people that don't know the code word for Big Mike, that's Michelle Obama.
That's just my idea.
So, thank you, Frank. Take it easy, brother. Go take that blood pressure medicine. Love you, bro.
And everybody says these are all conspiracy theories, but if you look at everything they've been calling conspiracy theory in the last, 4, 8, 10, 12 years, almost every one of them is coming true.
Yeah, every one of them. Yeah, everything that they said Donald Trump is doing, they were actually doing. Yep. A couple in Albuquerque legally changed their name to spread Christmas cheer. I don't know if you saw this. So, yeah, Christmas is year-round. Yeah, they actually changed their name to Santa and Merry Christmas Claus.
Oh.
So every day is Santa. I mean, look, I'm going to be honest. That's a little weird, but yeah, they go around to daycares and hospitals and pass the cheer along. That's a cool thing. And in 2021, Merry Christmas that's her name, by the way, Merry Christmas, was diagnosed with stage 3 kidney disease, which meant that she started dialysis. In the beginning, she was terrified, according to Merry Christmas, but after 2 years, she's been getting the treatment at home, and she wanted to spread the joy, so that's what they did. They changed her name legally to Santa and Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. And a Merry Christmas to you. Veteran, shame. A Democrat, top 24 House race. Did you see this?
I did.
This guy is not a veteran and was wearing a military uniform. Stolen valor, buddy.
It wasn't a uniform. It was a U.S. Army issued physical fitness jacket. Yeah.
So,
says Army real big.
The Michigan veterans are calling the Democrat running for Congress to apologize for wearing part of the U.S. Army issued uniform That's what Fox says, uniform.
Well, and it wouldn't be so bad, but he did it at a Veterans Day event.
Oh. By the way, 28 veterans have signed a letter addressed to the former Michigan State Senator and the Democrat nominee. Look, Michigan, we know the Democrats are probably going to win that seat.
Maybe.
But this guy might not win.
Maybe.
And it goes on to say it was a physical fitness jacket, and he wore it as he spoke.
It's part of the when you're on base and you're doing athletics. It's that that tracksuit top.
So is it stolen valor?
Yes. When he did it the way he did it, yes.
You think he did it to send the message that he was one of them?
Yes, because when you wear official military issue attire, especially at like a Veterans Day ceremony, that leaves the clear impression that you served.
And look, I didn't serve, but I have nothing but the utmost respect for those that did. And I would never, and I think people that commit stolen valor, I think it's bad. I just think it's low. So if he intentionally did that, that's terrible. All right, we're going to talk about Amazon and some of the cameras they're selling. We're going to get to that. Price of oil this morning being brought to you by Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers. They are not hiring right now. Maybe as we approach the new year, maybe they'll be hiring again. You can always go check it out. GreatOilfieldJobs.com. They're an equal opportunity employer and a drug-free employer. And these guys offer top pay when they're hiring, top pay, and one of the best benefit packages in the industry. GreatOilfieldJobs.com. Tom, and the price of oil.
West Texas Intermediates. $73.40, $78.44 for Brent crude, and the price of natural gas is $2.45.
All right, still to come, we got the boob of the day coming up a little later, things that happened on this date in history, taking out the trash, and more. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction. Trusted name across southeast New Mexico when it comes to siding and roofs and metal buildings and windows. They do all of that and more. And by the way, if you have a roof that still hasn't been changed, they will work with the insurance company to get that done. They can take care of your shingle roof and your metal roof. They can erect metal buildings, and they can take care of all your siding and windows. Find out more information by picking up the phone and call them this morning. Maybe this will be a Christmas present to give your home a facelift. Look, they did Will's home, and it looks like a completely new house. New siding, new windows, new doors. It looks like a different house. Talk about add value to your home. That's it right there. 575-391-1430, or go to the website. All you got to do is go to Seminole Siding and Construction.com. Looking for a metal building, they've got you covered also. Amazon under fire for selling hidden cameras disguised as ordinary objects. Haven't they been doing that already?
Yeah, they are. But the lawsuit in this alleges that they already knew that these could be used for that, and they failed to remove them from their platform.
Oh.
But look, I mean, they've been putting up the baby monitor that's supposed.
This is one that's disguised as a clothes hook.
Like clothes hook.
Oh, really?
Right.
So this is not monitoring your baby. It's not like in a stuffed animal or anything.
So they purchased that and recorded a underage girl with it, and there lies the problem.
A foreign exchange student. She was foreign exchange.
I mean, people want those cameras, and this turned out to be bad, but people want those cameras to keep an eye on the babysitter if they're babysitting and that type of stuff.
Well, and to protect their home. That's why Amazon leaves them up to be purchased, is because.
Right. So, but, look, this West Virginia man that spied on the underage girl, I mean, it's on him. It's not, my opinion, it's not on Amazon.
Right. But they're named in the suit.
Yeah, they are named in the suit, and they want lots of money.
And since he's from West Virginia, does that mean that he got tired of filming his family?
He got tired of filming his sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. Crime study shows that teens 3 times more likely to be killed now than they were a decade ago.
I believe that.
So now research from the U.S. Homicide Trends released Tuesday revealed that teenagers between the ages of 15 and 19 are 3 times more likely to be killed in 2020 and 2021 than they were in 1960. See, everybody talks about how bad it was back in 1960 and 70 with the race issues and all kind of stuff.
It wasn't.
Nope. I'm going to be honest. I grew up in the South. We had I can't remember race issues.
No, me either.
I mean, I grew up in the deep South of Louisiana. I played ball with African Americans. We got along.
Mm-hmm.
Not a problem.
And our friend group was made up of everyone.
Yep.
And everybody was equal.
The only folks we did not have in my hometown were I can't remember any Asians, and we had maybe 3 Hispanic families. By the way, that number has grown by, like a 1,000,000%. And in my hometown. But I mean, we all got along, not a problem. And now we're saying that homicide trends are way over the top than they were back in the 60s.
Well, and you remember, Kevin, when we were young, we were taught to get along with all the children.
Right.
Now they're being taught to hate the other children because of the color of their skin.
Well, and it doesn't help when people like this football player who was in the Mendenhall says white people need to just shut up. And when they hear somebody like him saying that, and he's not the first.
No.
When they hear other people saying that, then, that's teaching African American kids to believe that white people shouldn't have an opinion on anything.
Well, and it goes this new movie that's out on Netflix that's produced by Barack Obama, in that the black girl says, you can't trust white people.
Man, I'm going to be honest. There are white people you can't trust.
Well, that's true, but you can't base it all on race because there
are
people
also
of all
black
color.
people I can't trust or Hispanic people I can't trust. I judge people. That's why you judge people by their character and not by the color of their skin.
Which we were taught, and kids are taught the opposite of that now.
I agree. All right, quick check of the weather because we're going to take a break. KWMW, Maljamora, 105.1 FM, and the Breakfast Club. Check of the weather being brought to you by Main Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without Main Trailer Sales, serving southeast New Mexico, the largest inventory of new and pre-owned RVs. They've got the big name brands, Keystone, Cougar, and many, many more. They have the ultralights, fifth wheels, toy haulers. They've got them all and a huge inventory in their 2 lots in Roswell. You can go to the website and take the virtual tour, find 6, 7, 8, 10 that you really, really like, and that will save you a lot of time walking around their big lots. Or you can just give them a call, 575-622-7051. They've been in business now close to 70 years. And, how can a business stay around 70 years? Well, great product, great service, and great pricing. That's the way it's done. When you look at companies that have been around 70-plus years, they're doing something right. Find them online, MainTrailerSalesInc.com. Don't go camping without Main Trailer Sales. Clearing out gradually today, 64 for the high, 40 tonight, 65 and sunny for your Friday, but a pretty good chance of rain on Saturday. I'm talking about a 60% chance of rain Saturday morning. 5-day forecast, go to W105radio.com. Wrap her up, Tom.
The dude from Lovington, certainly when I see anyone wearing Army PT gear, I assume that they were in the Army, says dude from Lovington. And you're my sister. You're my sister, Joe Dirt, says another texter. And Buddy says, Joe Biden and Hunter and the 300 IRS agents already on the Epstein list of Epstein list of island boys, plus the MLG's new husband, says the texter. Wow.
Well, a lot of people are thinking that this guy is actually a Republican. That MLG's, look at the vehicle he drives.
Yeah, big old guzzler.
Well, he had a sweater on that you get off of Trump's website.
Did he?
But But the little Trump thing was removed from us. That cross pattern.
Yeah.
And that would be funny.
Yeah.
That would actually be funny.
So, foggy spots, guys. This alert coming from a texter on Whip Road out there in Eddy County. So be careful. And I haven't heard any caller said we have a lot of static problems. Have you? Just texting.
Just the text.
Well,
and it's with
whenever we have fog, we're going to have atmospheric problems.
Right.
And the reason is that tower is so high that we will have atmospheric problems. If it gets bad, please just switch to one of our streaming services. Yeah. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble, or you can just go to W105radio.com, download the app on Google and on Apple. You can find us all over the place.
That's a great way to do it. The app is really good.
Yeah. Check us out. All right, 7:07, taking a break, keeping you updated with everything going on. News this morning being brought to you by Camp of the Tall Pines, beautiful Mayhill, New Mexico. This time of the year is so nice. It really, really is. Things are cooler up there. They've had a dusting of snow. The leaves have fallen. It's just beautiful up there. And they've got the accommodations ready for you. Cozy cabins, RV hookups, and the raised platform campsites. Some people refer to those as the glamping sites, where you're camping, but it's in luxury. It really is. They have all the amenities you need up there. And, the other cool thing, if you're planning a big gathering, family reunion, or maybe you're in charge of a church retreat, or maybe you're part of a team and you want to take the whole team up there. They hosted the Artesia football team up there before spring training. Yeah, lots of things to do, and it's just a cool place to be. Go check them out for yourself. CampTallPines.com or give them a call, 575-687-4101. Taking a break, 7:08. We're W105.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. New Mexico Public Education Department proposing that all New Mexico schools run on a 5-day week schedule. One rural school district says that kind of change would drive teachers out of their district. Quoting, "It's really been a godsend for us. We have a very hard time attracting teachers," said Superintendent Ron Hendricks. For 2 years, Socorro schools have been on 4-day school weeks. The transition, he says, has been wonderful for them. They love it, and it's opened up their calendar as a family. That from Dave Hicks, the school board president. Hendricks claims it's been a success. They also say they've increased their graduation rate several years ago. It was down to the 60s. Now it's up to 85%. New Mexico finance experts warning of holiday scams targeting seniors and others looking to find friends. The scams are called pig butchering scams. New Mexico Securities Division of the Regulation and Licensing Department says scams work like this. A victim will get a text or voicemail from a wrong number that mentions a meeting or social gathering. The victim can be led on to think they're going to be kindly invited to the gathering, while the scammer is simply fattening up the victim so they can be scammed for large amounts of money, often in little payments over a long period of time. Be careful. Board of Directors for the world's largest gathering of hot air balloons is in search once again for an executive director. During its search, Paul Smith will return to the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta as its interim executive director. Director Sam Parks left the role earlier in December. Parks was the replacement for former executive director Paul Smith, who worked for the organization for 26 these years. Smith started his connection with the annual festival in 1982 as a pilot. And that's what's happening. I'm Jim Miller, MTD Radio News.
You know what makes me sick? You know what makes me so mad? I just want to get a visit from a ghost that showed me a Christmas, see, where I buy my old lady a $5,000 diamond, and I'm going to call him the ghost of a Christmas that ain't never going to happen. Yeah, y'all know what I was thinking last night? What story does everybody like this time of year? Well, it's that Scrooge story, ain't it? Evil, mean, cheap son of a pup sees the light of day. Well, here's what I'm thinking, see. Scrooge wasn't such a bad guy. I think he was just kind of more misunderstood. Like he's sitting in that cold, dark house, right? Sitting in the freezing cold, eating cold soup. He wasn't cheap. He was just an environmentalist. Yeah, he was reducing his carbon footprint. And for the life of me, I still don't know what the hell that means, but it seemed to me that might have been what old Scrooge was doing. Like he only let poor Bob Cratchit put one lump of coal on the fire. He wasn't no miser. He was just ahead of his time. You ask any tree hugger. Back then, living like that got him vested by 3 ghosts. He done that today, he'd have been vested by the Nobel Peace Prize Committee. And then he wanted to put beggars and vagrants and losers in prison. And the problem with that is, back then, that must have made him look bad. Today, that have made him Scrooge the bounty hunter. And getting vested by 3 ghosts like that to prove he was a bad guy, I don't think so. Maybe he was just a ghost whisperer. Wake up, America! We all think that Scrooge was evil, but he wasn't. He was just Scrooge, a ghost whispering, bounty hunting environmentalist. That little Tiny Tim, he was an evil one. Too needy. Amaro Pits American Pizza.
Hello, Jan from Toyota here.
Hi, Jan. With the Grand Highlander we got at Toyotathon, we've been able to do so much. 5 different ski trips, 4 family functions, 3 potlucks, 2 shopping sprees, and a really big tree.
Wow, I'm really impressed.
Dealer inventory may vary. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 2nd. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
Visit Permian Toyota in Hobbs today. Toyota, let's go places. The global demand for oil and natural gas is growing, and leaders are looking to American producers to satisfy that demand with the abundant resources available in our country. If you're passionate about keeping energy affordable for your neighbor and reliable for everyone, then it's time you consider a career in oil and natural gas. Coterra Energy is expanding their Permian team and is offering an unmatched employee benefits package. If you're interested in applying, text Coterra to 71441. That's COTERRA to 71441. Coterra Energy is an equal opportunity employer.
Unwrap big winnings during the $15,000 Secret Santa Hot Seats at Casino Apache. Play Sundays in December with your Apache Spirit Club card to earn entries into the hot seat drawings. 2 winners every drawing will receive $250 cash. The $15,000 Secret Santa Hot Seats, Sundays in December, only at Casino Apache. Must be 21 or older. Visit CasinoApacheTravelCenter.com or see Apache Spirit Club booth for details.
The Mexicali Merchandise Company. It's the men and women's boutique you didn't know you needed. Loaded wall to wall with the coolest items you won't find anywhere else in Carlsbad. Stunning dresses, clothes, shoes, boots, stink pretties, amazing winter coats, glassware, and so much more. What are you waiting for? Oh, did you say Sullen Arts? The Mexicali Merchandise Company has one of the largest inventories of Sullen Arts collection clothing in the state. Come check them out on the corner of Church and Mesquite in Carlsbad or call 575-234-9601.
Bean and the Breakfast Club in the morning, W105.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet, and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
Yeah, let's just get this over with.
Hey, Greg, you want to help me read a few of these letters to Santa?
Where's Santa anyways? Let me guess, watching Taylor Swift videos on YouTube again?
And I thought Travis Kelce was America's #1 Swiftie.
Seriously, the big guy's getting borderline stalkerish. I just hope Rudolph can guide him away from her house this year.
Here's a card from Britney Spears. It just has a link to an Instagram video of her dancing around in her underwear.
Throw that away before Mrs. Claus sees it.
Oh, here's one from Hunter Biden. He's asking for a white Christmas.
I don't think Santa brings the white Christmas he's looking for. Check out this one from Donald Trump.
What's he want?
Nothing. All he said was Santa's a big loser, quite possibly the biggest loser I've ever seen.
Ouch.
No spray tan gift card for him this year.
877-396-W105. We are B and the Breakfast Club. Tom A. in the studio, Blake in the studio. I am broadcasting from a undisclosed location. You want me to give you my address, Tom, in case you want to send me something?
Yeah, well, how much does it cost to send you something?
Oh, it's got to be about the cops, you cheap bastard. Serious.
Hey, I'll send you some candles, B.
You know what I really want, guys? If you're going to get me something,
Tom, you're leaving tomorrow.
It's about
right?
Getting me something.
Well, if you get a chance to buy me something tomorrow,
If you get a chance to buy me something tomorrow.
fruit. What's that fruit deal thing called? What's that fruit thing?
Fruit basket?
No, fruit. What's that called? But yeah,
Fruit.
It's my favorite.
Fruit cake?
Fruit cake. There you go.
Oh, of course it's cake.
Who would want a fruit cake?
Do you really like fruit cake?
Oh man.
I think I got one from 1894. I'll give you.
Yeah, I mean, I possibly can find you one, and I was using it as a doorstop.
Right.
It was great, and but by the way, FedEx does deliver here. UPS does also. So
hey, shoot me your address offline for real. Actually.
So I was going to give it out, and that way, if anybody wants to send me like
there's crazies around the world.
I mean, a 401k, because Will never hooked me up with a 401k. Huh? Right, Tom?
B never hooked me up with a 401k.
Oh my goodness.
No, B shouldn't hook you up with a 401k.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
Yeah.
He's going to give you a fruitcake, Tom. That's just as good.
Yeah, fruitcake is great.
I do have, and it's quick.
I will find you a fruitcake, Tom, and I will bring it to you.
You know, Russ gave me that Pepper Ridge sausage.
It will be from B and myself. I will bring you a fruitcake.
Russ gave me that Pepper Ridge sausage, come sausage wrap.
Yeah.
Now, do you eat that wrapping on the outside of the sausage?
Hey, you can do what you want with your sausage.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say it yay or nay.
Tastes like jerky.
It is edible. I don't know many people that do.
So my address is ML Quizon Street, Delegate Cebu. That's all it is. I know there's another number that it's like a zip code. I gotta find that, because that's not. I know when Amazon ships stuff, I have to have that code. This other place that ships me stuff, I was just looking to see when my Santa Claus costume is coming. It's supposed to be here by the 23rd, because I'm hosting a children's spaghetti dinner where we're going to feed the poor kids on the Christmas Day.
That's awesome.
So, spaghetti is the go-to food in the Philippines, and so it's cheap. Even McDonald's has spaghetti.
Wow.
So
yeah, we'll be at my youngest boy's house on Christmas. And he said on Christmas Eve, all the family wants to go have Chinese. So I guess we're going to go do that on Christmas
Let's
Eve.
go. All right, cool. According to a brand new study, a quarter of employees are expected to respond to work emails and phone calls, even on Christmas. And they wanted to hang out with family. 28% admit that they have such a large workload, it will prevent them from taking any time off. Oh, boo-hoo. I'm going to be honest. I have never, I don't do it now, but when I was actually managing radio stations, I checked emails every day. I took calls from employees every day. I didn't think it was a big deal. It just came with the territory.
I think in all of my career in the newspaper business and other things, I think that I've worked like every holiday.
Up until the last, say, 10 years, 15 years, I always worked on Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. A new study reveals that Gen Zers don't trust tech icons like Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos, which means at least we have something in common. That's what that means. However, Oprah ranked trustworthy at a 46%.
How? Yeah.
But that's probably because they were hoping she would pay off their student loans. That's the only thing I can figure.
Okay.
I don't get it. They trust Oprah. Snoop Dogg introducing his own line of THC and CBD beverages called the Blue Raz, the Blood Orange, and so on and so. $4.99 a can, and they will be available. Some of this is going to have THC in it, and those will be $5.99. So you can get the fizz and the high all at the same time. Average Social Security payment is going up 3.2% beginning next month. So when you get your check next month, you are going to get a 3.2% raise. Border officials caught a guy transport. What?
Whoopee.
What are you whooping?
Just a couple bucks more on my Social Security. Big deal.
More than what? Zero?
I can't help that you haven't got one yet, but I mean, for me, 25. I'll take my $32 or whatever it is a month.
There you go.
Mine's $86 more.
You
Tom
get
can't do math.
a month. I'll get what I get, but 3.2% raise is whatever you give me, I'll take it. I mean, look, it's not like the $5,000 gift card the illegals are getting,
Right.
but I'll take what I can.
For the average payment, that's about somewhere between $50 and $60 a month.
Yeah. Looks like Honda Motors U.S. unit has announced a recall of the CR-V hybrid sports utility vehicle. It's got a battery cable problem that is fairly easy to fix. So 106, Toyota was like, hold my beer, because didn't they just have like a 1 million car recall?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was pretty big.
And that was the one of their hybrids, because EVs are so good.
Yeah. Rite Aid accepts a facial recognition ban. So the Federal Trade Commission says the drugstore chain Rite Aid accepted a ban of the use of facial recognition software for 5 years. The ban is a result of Rite Aid's failing to impose reasonable precautions in its deployment of technology, resulting in thousands of false positive matches with customers accused of shoplifting. So they have put a ban on them. They cannot use facial recognition software.
Why not?
And what that means is at their stores, when somebody had a past history of shoplifting, they would get a ding, ding, ding in the store to alert the store manager or what's it called, the loss prevention folks, that, hey, Joe Blow was back in the store stealing more stuff.
Right.
Well, now they can't use that software.
Well, why can't they do it? Walmart does it. If you look when you walk in Walmart, they have those cameras that are like head level. That's exactly what it's for. Wow.
Yeah. Texas Medical Board reprimanded and set conditions on a Lubbock doctor who was found to mishandle prescribing controlled substances to himself. The medical board stated on its website, the board found Dr. Kudiri, make that Kurdi.
Okay.
And they suspended him from practicing following the investigation by their division. So he was part of Caprock, Cardio, and they have suspended his license at this time. So he was writing prescriptions to himself. Oh, you can't do that? Wait a second. You can't do that?
Well, you can, but this happens.
It's frowned upon?
Just a little bit.
So it doesn't go into great detail what medication, but I would tend to believe it was some type of pain medication because that's really all they look at nowadays.
I bet it's Oxy, if I was betting.
Yeah, it's Oxy or hydrocodone or one of those. By the way, that's the second Lubbock doctor to get in trouble and have his license revoked. Yeah. Lieutenant Governor of California calling for the state to explore a legal option to remove Trump from the 2024 primary ballot.
Here we go. If you want to talk about being anti-democratic,
that would be it.
That would be it.
Yeah, that would definitely be it. All right, 727. Looks like gradually clearing today. Check of the weather being brought to you by Rig Outfitters in the home store, Broadmoor Mall in Hobbs. They've got an extensive collection of FR jeans and coveralls. They've got work boots, steel toe boots, safety gear. Looking for presents, somebody on your shopping list, go in there to Rig Outfitters and check them out. I guarantee you they got something. They also have the home store with furniture, appliances, and electronics, and they do offer zero-down financing. Rig Outfitters, right next door to, of course, Scrub Outfitters. Scrub Outfitters has the largest selection of scrubs in 100 miles. Big-name brands like Metcouture and Dickies. They have a huge selection of compression socks. And all colors, all designs. And they've got comfy shoes also. So Scrub Outfitters, Rig Outfitters, check them out in the Broadmoor Mall. Gradually clearing today, 64 for the high. We do have fog this morning, so slow down, be safe, and put on your low beams, please. 40 tonight, and then tomorrow, sunny and 65. Pretty good chance of rain coming up on Saturday. Check of the weather this morning being brought to you by WWRV times3.com. Check that website out if you're looking for a place to lay your head at night, looking for a RV park that's really nice in Carlsbad. Look, they have 3 RV parks in Carlsbad, 162 RV hookups, and all their hookups come with 30 and 50 amps available, all utilities included for one low price. And when I say all utilities, that also includes high-speed internet. They're pet-friendly, very well lit up. It's a beautiful place. Check them out, 988-0392 or WWRV3.com. Tom in the text.
Culture says, come on, guys, turn your lights on. You know, I look outside, it's still very foggy out there. Also, foggy conditions on 62-180 says the texts are along, also along the Hobbs Highway, so be very careful out there. Hey, Tom from the Conch Republican has said, Merry Christmas. From a cold Florida, he says, well, Merry Christmas to you too, buddy. Hey, wow, fruitcake for a fruitcake? Who would have thought?
That's what I'm saying.
I just like that stuff, man.
I wonder if they got that at Rig Outfitters. I bet Joe does not have fruitcakes.
No, because he's not a fruitcake.
Right.
But, hey, I love that stuff. I don't know for what.
Well, Kevin and I will get you one, and I'll pick it up.
Now, is that real fruit?
Sure.
Okay. Because I can't have nothing.
But you're not really supposed to have the cake side of that. But, I mean, who cares? I mean,
it's
at
Christmas,
this point.
One special day.
I also want
By the way, we're going to weigh you in one more time coming up tomorrow to see where you end the weight loss challenge. As you started at 279, I'm thinking you'll probably be over 280. So meaning you didn't lose anything, you gained. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, big guy.
Well, the goal is 218. Still the goal.
So let me get this. If the goal is to win the Super Bowl, but then the season is over, and in the offseason, your goal was still to win the Super Bowl.
Right.
Like Jets. Like the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, you already miss your goal.
Not really.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, ask me how your boys, the Buffaloes, did in the early signing period. Go ahead, ask me.
They ranked top 10, didn't they?
No.
So where did they rank at?
Fell a little short. I think they ended up at 26.
Better than 27.
That's true. I mean,
you think about it.
But you said they would be number one.
That is what he said.
Yeah, but these stupid kids, though, they no
It's
longer.
the kids' fault. You sound just like
they don't
Sanders.
no longer have any values. They sign with a team and then they uncommit and sign with another team.
Why would they? I mean, Georgia did fairly well. Texas had an awesome class. They signed 5-5-star kids.
Yeah, they did
Which
really good.
That's the only thing that held LSU back. They're in they're a top 10, but they didn't have one 5-star. They had like 25 4-stars. But, a lot of times that doesn't mean anything.
No, it doesn't.
Tyrann Matthews wasn't. Joe Burrow wasn't a 5-star.
Mean a thing. All the other little bitty stars are the ones that make it.
Jordan Jefferson, great receiver. He was like a 2-star.
Brock Purdy.
Yeah, he was nobody.
The list goes on and on and on. They weren't 5-stars going in. So I'll take the 4-stars. They're easier to coach.
Yeah, but still, after 1 year, you get to go. You get to leave the program if you don't like it, or the coach.
That's fine. Everybody's competing under the same rules, Tom. That's I guess you forgot that.
Is that why all the kids vacated Colorado? Because they didn't like it? They didn't like the coach?
They couldn't handle the heat, dude.
Well, you're flip-flopping.
No.
Oh, he's a big-time flip-flopper. All right, let's get to Taking Out Trash. Taking Out Trash being brought to you by Trash Eaters, trash-eaters.com, 575-390-4549, trash-eaters.com. They can do all your residential trash pickup. They always like to remind you, please give to Lovington Animal Shelter. They need volunteers, and they need cash. You need more information? Call them directly at 575-552-3669. Taking Out the Trash. Bill Barr. Tom, that name rings a bell?
Yep.
Bill Barr was?
He's on HBO, isn't he?
Bill Barr, yes, on HBO.
On his comedy special.
Yeah, our former Attorney General, right?
Yes, Bill Barr. Donald Trump. And I've never liked Bill Barr. There was something about Bill Barr, but Donald Trump made a comment that some people have been offended by. And he talked about all the immigrants coming in illegally in the country are poisoning the American blood of the country. And when he talks about poisoning the blood of the country, he's not talking about people. He's talking about the country's blood has been poisoned by all these people that are unvetted. But Bill Barr's got to take it as a racist comment. So I have to ask the question. What group of people is he being a racist to? Is it the Africans? Is it the Muslims? Is it the folks from the South America or Central America? Or maybe it's the Chinese. Here we go again. Donald Trump probably could have worded it different. But that's not who Donald Trump is.
No.
And it does not have racial overtones when he says they're poisoning the blood of the country. The country is not an individual. How could it be racist? And I'll ask again, what group of people is he being racist towards? You automatically think Hispanic immigrants, but the problem is so much bigger than that. So, Bill Barr, I'm taking you out to the trash. Tom, do you have a problem with that comment?
No.
Poisoning the blood of the country?
It usually washes out with him. People know exactly what he's talking about.
So, Blake, do you think that's a racist comment?
No. If you're talking about the blood of the country, it's because immigrants used to come here and assimilate, and that made the blood of the country. And now they're coming here and they're not assimilating.
Why would they have to learn the language?
They don't, because we've never experienced this kind of infiltration.
8 million people clogging up the immigration system. If you follow Timcast, go look at the video. And I was going to play it this morning, but it's hard to follow without watching the video. And so all these people flying out of the airport, kids, they're moving kids around. It's at 3 a.m. in the morning. They're moving these kids around. And the guy says, where are you taking these kids? And the guy said, it's none of your business. And then he looks at Border Patrol. He goes, do you see this? Do these kids have documentation? It is a known fact that a third of these kids disappear. We don't know what happened to them. And the Border Patrol said, welcome to America. No. Welcome to Joe Biden's America. Go watch that video on Timcast. Where are these kids going in the middle of the night? And I thought to fly, you had to have papers. Thought you had to have a passport or a legal state-issued driver's license.
Well, that would be racist.
And then they show these people, they don't go through the TSA pat-down. They go through the line. So me and you, we have to get patted down as you travel this weekend if you're traveling. You have to take off your shoes and your belt and so on. Give them the opportunity to grab your crotch and all kind of other stuff. But the illegals, they get the fast track.
And they can carry whatever they want.
Yeah, they go right through the line. Just doesn't seem fair to me. I just don't get it. All right, national anthem and the pledge coming up. If we ever need a national anthem and the pledge, it's now.
Man.
I'll get to that coming up. Looks like the men who are accused of dragging a homeless man with a Jeep at a Santa Fe gas station, they dragged the guy across the gas station parking lot Monday night. The employees accused of doing it are even said to have recorded the thing. Of course, you have to record it. According to the criminal complaint, Jonathan Gomez, 22, and Adrian Montoya, 31, were trying to move a 50-year-old homeless man off the Speedway gas station property. Look, I get it. The employees are frustrated having all these homeless people. So they just took matters into their own hands. They tied him up and dragged him out of there. They've been charged with kidnapping, aggravated battery, conspiracy, tampering with evidence, and DWI. Gomez was charged with kidnapping and aggravated battery. Parra reportedly told police they were trying to move this man from the convenience store. He was living in the car wash area.
Oh, my.
And the main matters were evidently they had called the police.
Maybe he just wanted a shower.
What the cops do, couldn't do anything.
So anyway, Tom, I'm going to be honest. I did not see the video. So I don't know a whole bunch about it. But if anybody saw that, let me know. But that they've charged these people with, and I get the frustration. I mean, if you're a business owner and they camp out right in front of your door and people have to step over them, and I've seen it, I've witnessed it, and I witnessed it in Odessa of all places. This couple just camped out in front of the Dollar General. And I'm going, what the hell is going? And there, there's a plug out and they've got their phones plugged in. They even went inside and bought a little heater.
Something else.
What the heck? U.S. House quietly investigating a separate sex tape scandal. Ooh. spokesperson Dan Newhouse, Republican from Washington, confirmed reports unbecoming behavior by another senior staffer, evidently in the Republican office. Don't you guys make enough money as a staffer to go get a damn room? What the heck is going on? All right, I'm going to tell you how many illegal aliens are getting money from the government. I'll get to that coming up next. If you're in Artesia, head over right now for a great breakfast at Roadrunner Grill and Barbecue. They're offering a awesome home-style breakfast right now. I'm going to tell you what I get when I go to their pancakes. Their pancakes are always fluffy and really good. I love the jalapeno bacon. I love the way they cook their hash browns. And I'll take my eggs scrambled if you would.
That jalapeno bacon sounds awesome.
And you know, on a morning like this morning, when it's kind of yucky out there and foggy and kind of cloudy, man, that jalapeno bacon will hit the spot. Go on the Roadrunner Grill and get some of that. And for lunch, go back and enjoy the same great menu they've always had. Now they have barbecue. You can call in advance. They can prepare it. You pick it up. If you want to feed everybody on location, they got you covered. 575-736-2573. Tom in the text. We'll do things that happen on this date in history up next. 742. I got to get to Kerry Jean-Pierre also.
And wait, Tom A, says the texter. You were just saying how it's not fair for a coach in the NFL to yell at his players. I did, and I'll own that. But these kids couldn't handle the coach, and that's why they left. So what side of the fence are you on? Don't yell at nobody.
You did say both of those things.
Yeah, I did. But don't yell at nobody. Just take them aside and get it done. That's all there is to that.
Tom, how many times have I yelled at you?
How many times
over the course of your tenure working for me?
I don't remember.
No. Please be honest. I want you to be honest. How many times have I yelled at you?
How many times have you yelled at me? I don't remember. I went in one ear and out the other.
Well, that's part of the problem because you never learn.
So it's like, don't yell at me.
How many times has Will yelled at you?
So
how many times has Will yelled at you?
I don't remember, man. No, but you know, the players.
It's like my kids when they were 4 and 5.
Maybe when you're a parent or something, but these are grown kids.
No.
And these are grown men.
You were like my kids when they were 4 or 5.
These are grown men.
Oh, Lord.
Approach them a different way.
On. Go.
The homeless have tents set up along the retaining wall besides the Walmart, besides the interstate.
That's what I'm saying.
So, yeah. Extreme fog on Delaware Basin Road, 40-foot visibility. This text just came in right now. Again, be very careful. I'm looking out there, and it's still very, very thick fog, so be careful. And Jeremy's saying this morning, he's saying, I'm telling you, an ex-military contractor told me they ship kids all around the world. Epstein and his island was just a small fraction of the human trafficking industry.
What is going on with these kids?
Yeah.
Are they going into sex to, like they're going to be sex slaves?
That's what it sounds like.
Yes, yeah. He goes on to say it's a $1 billion industry. And you think our government isn't involved, he's asking? That's German.
Wow. Sad. All right, let's get into things that happened on this date in history. Being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply. 1105 East 2nd in Roswell. Homegrown and proud of it. Check them out today. They've got Western wear and they've got everything for if you're living on a ranch or farm. Certified Purina dealer. Yeah, I haven't even mentioned that they've got, the stuff outside like bumper guards and they've got cattle guards, you name it, they've got everything. 1105 East 2nd in Roswell, online at roswelllivestock.com. If you're up in Capitan, they got you covered there, Lincoln County Mercantile. Check them out today. Pilgrims boarded the Mayflower, and went ashore for the very first time in Massachusetts in 1620. By the way, some folks that were already living there said, there goes the neighborhood. It was believed to be very, very, very first basketball game played in 1891. Tom, where was that game played?
It was played in Illinois, the state of Illinois.
Springfield College in Massachusetts. Thank you. Yes, that's what it said. Also on this date in history, crossword puzzle published for the first time in a Sunday supplement of the New York World in 1913. Walt Disney's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs premiered in 1937. Nowadays, they had to change the name to be politically correct. It's called Snow White and the Seven Height Challenge Non-Binary Individuals. They had to make sure and change that. Today is Maine Day, National Flashlight Day, French Fried Shrimp Day, National Homeless Person Remembrance Day, Humbug Day, and Regifting Day.
What
God
is
bless you.
French fried shrimp?
Well, it is, I'm going to be honest, I don't know. French fried shrimp.
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't it just be fried shrimp?
That's what I would always call it. Madeline Klein from Outer Banks is 26 years old today.
Never heard of her.
Caitlin Denver of Last Man Standing is 27 years old today. Kiefer Sutherland, best known, Tom, for
The Rabbit Hole.
24.
What?
His current movie is called
That's
Rabbit
not
Hole.
what he's best known for.
Well, I watched it.
Designated Survivor, 24. That's what he's best known for. He's
Lost
57.
Boys.
Yeah.
Andy Dick is 58. And
Do you
by the
know who
way,
that
when he
is?
was going through his chemical struggle, he was a real Andy Dick. Ray Romano.
Tom has no
is
idea
6
who those people are.
You don't know who Andy Dick is?
The comedian?
Yeah.
Oh, I never heard of him.
You don't know who Andy Dick is?
No.
Wow.
He's an artist?
Ray Romano, you know who Ray Romano is?
Oh, yeah. He was in the movie, the sitcom, Who Knows Raymond?
Everyone loves
Everybody
Raymond.
loves Raymond. What does the matter with you? Samuel L. Jackson is 75.
Do you know who that MFer is?
He played Shaft.
No.
Snakes on the Plane.
He played Shaft in 2 movies. Sure did.
What the blanket is in your wallet.
Right.
Tom's favorite girl. Jane Fonda is 86.
Wow.
She is still an aerobics instructor.
Do you have
and
her
a
new
full-time
calendar, Tom?
drug tester.
Do you have her new calendar with her and Hillary?
I got to get the Hillary calendar.
Phil Donahue is 88 years old.
He's still alive.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like his 60th anniversary of his hair turning white.
Kids today don't know who that is.
No. Humbug Day. If you're a Scrooge, it is your day today. Go ahead and enjoy it if you can. That's everything going on this morning. That's it.
The only one Tom knew was Jane Fonda.
Yeah, I have no idea who Andy Dick is, according to Tom. All right, 877-396-W105. Carrie Jean Pierre answering a question about the 5-year-old boy. He was 5 years old and died at a migrant detainee facility in Chicago. Of course, the mayor of Chicago blamed Texas, even though they're not sure this kid actually came from Texas. But because Greg Abbott was flying people from Texas to Chicago, and by the way, you wanted to be a sanctuary city.
Yeah.
You wanted to be it. You asked for it. By becoming a sanctuary city, you said, it's okay, and we'll take them. So now, you got him. But the kid died, and God bless that whenever a 5-year-old kid dies, it's wrong. It's bad. And we should have, doesn't matter what his legal status is, we should have empathy for the loss. He's 5 years old. He was taken way too soon.
Right.
And but Carrie Jean-Pierre was asked about the 5-year-old, and here's what she said.
A child dying, anyone dying, is devastating. Devastating. As someone who's a mom, myself, that is, when you hear stories like that, it is heart-wrenching. And I know that the president feels the same way. This is why we have taken this very seriously from day one when it comes to dealing with a broken immigration system.
You did not take it serious, and I can't sit here and let you say you took it serious. 8 million illegal aliens have come across the border in the last 3.5 years. You have not taken it serious.
And
you have not done anything to stop the flow. The proof is in the numbers.
And how many times have they been to the border?
Yeah. Donald Trump has averaged about 500,000 people. You have averaged about 2.5 million people. Do not say you've taken it serious. You have not.
Oh, they've taken it serious to invite them in. That's what they've taken seriously.
This is a plan. And I was surprised to hear that she's a mother.
Yes, that was surprising as well.
I mean, because she is a lesbian, and she's got a live-in partner. How does that happen?
Well, maybe they adopted one, or maybe.
Well, either through adoption or one of them was pregnant and had a child.
Oh, okay. I got you. Speaking of illegal immigrants in the country, new study that just came out. Close to 60% of households headed by illegal aliens use at least one form of welfare, according to a brand new study that was released by the Center for Immigration Studies, which works hand in hand with the government. So about 60% say they are getting some type of benefit from the government. And most of that is not housing. Most of that is either cash or food or Medicaid. Great majority of that is food. Food stamps and Medicaid make up a great portion of that. Pharmacy technician arrested for trafficking drugs through the Walgreens drive-thru in Louisville, Kentucky. Former pharmacy tech at Walgreens was arrested after police say she was distributing illegal narcotics through drive-thru at the Walgreens. Melanie Rodriguez, 19 years old, was arrested, and she was working at the Walgreens, and she was handing out other drugs, Schedule III narcotics, even though she wasn't purchasing at the Walgreens. Hey, you got some of that something?
Hey, with that Xanax, could you throw some fentanyl in
there?
Yeah,
we got you covered. And a man shot and killed after attempting to burn a 9-year-old child he believed was possessed by the demons. County Sheriff's Office.
Whoa. Dang, you took my boob of the day.
This is the boob? Okay.
It was. Go ahead if you want to.
No, I can skip. I'll let you give the gory detail. And a Salvadorian immigrant who fled the Civil War when he was 13 may have written a roadmap for the Supreme Court to overturn Colorado's ruling. El Salvador native and Colorado Supreme Court Justice Carlos Sotomayor, who is the only person that would not allow Donald Trump to be taken off the ballot, may have written a roadmap for the Supreme Court to overturn this historic ruling. Colorado Supreme Court ruled 4-3 Tuesday about Trump's violation of the 14th Amendment, insurrection ban.
Means 4 of those judges are compromised.
Yeah. And this guy who fled, he was Salvadoran that fled here, is the only guy to vote against it. He's the only guy to vote against it. Why would he vote against it? Because he believes that elections are sacred. He's seen socialism in his home country. He gets it. That's why he said, let the people decide. We can only hope that the U.S. Supreme Court is smart enough to figure it out. Hopefully, they go and look at this guy and what he had to say about barring Trump from being on the ballot for the primary election. And what is next? They keep him off the ballot for the general election? Is that what's up next? Maybe.
That's what they're
We'll
trying.
wait and see. We'll wait and see. We'll see what's going on for sure. Clarence Thomas had a word for the media. I love Clarence Thomas. I mean, look, they have talked a lot of crap about Clarence Thomas, about Clarence Thomas's wife. Now, if you're married, if you're a justice, does your wife have the right to have her own life?
Yes.
Okay. Because his wife was a big Trump supporter.
Is.
And because that his wife was a Trump supporter, he got all kind of grief. All kind of grief. It's only good for the other side. Here we go again. But listen to what he had to say about the media. This is funny.
One of the things I'd say in response to the media is when they talk about, especially early on, about the way I did my job, I said, I will absolutely leave the court when I do my job as poorly as you do yours. And that was meant as a compliment, really.
Funny guy. 877-396-W105.
Before you quite move on there, you know, wasn't that side when Joe Biden got elected, wasn't it their side who said they're going to come after everyone who supported Trump?
Yeah. Yeah. And now they're saying Trump is going to use his power to go after.
But aren't they the ones who said it like really publicly and held up, you know, decapitated heads and other things like that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, most definitely.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Just checking who's doing what.
All right, I got a couple more Biden cuts before we get out of here and check news. Text line is open. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Atlas Makeup Mirror. Look, Rebecca Long has the mirrors already wrapped. They're ready to go. You can stop by her office. She's right there in Hobbs, 226 West Vega Drive, or you can go to the website, atlasmakeupmirror.com. Discount code W105, save you 20% off. If you got somebody on your list that wants the Atlas Makeup Mirror, you can also stop in Carlsbad and in Hobbs at Albertsons. Or if you're going to be in Midland or Odessa, they have the Atlas Makeup Mirror at Market Street. You can save the 20% off at Albertsons, aisle 16 in Carlsbad, aisle 14 in Hobbs. I was so proud of Rebecca Long when I saw that Atlas Makeup Mirror, the ad in Vogue magazine. Here, I mean, this is a local person that came up with the idea, designed it. Yeah, if you don't know about it, it comes with 3 different mirrors, times 1, times 3, times 1, times 5, and times 10 magnification, LED lights. And now she is working with the original shark from Shark Tank. It's an awesome mirror. It's a great Christmas gift. AtlasMakeupMirror.com for more information. Make sure and use the discount code W105. Tom in the text.
All right, so this texter is asking, wait a minute. Listen to your story on the homeless, a guy getting dragged across the gas station parking lot. You passed right by that one in charge of DWI. Now, why are the employees drinking on duty? Asked that one texter.
I mean, do you know how hard it is to hire people nowadays? If you can pass a drug test, you get hired. They don't care if you're drunk at work, maybe.
guess, man.
I don't know if that's the case. I'm just saying.
And extreme fog again, B. We got some extreme fog on 529 as well. This text just came in a moment ago.
It is all over the area. I'm looking out the window over there, and you can't see anything.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. And on her, Rosie O'Donnell still has the transmission, says the texter. Okay. Hey,
explain that one, Tom. I want to know if you understood that.
I don't know.
What?
I don't know. I just
the texter said, and I'll explain it if Tom can't.
Okay.
Or her Rosie O'Donnell still has the transmission. Go ahead, Tom. Explain that.
Go ahead and explain. I mean, I got an idea. But,
well, tell me your idea.
But
no, tell me your idea.
My idea could be nasty.
So what that is referring to the White House press secretary. How about that? Okay. And then it says, or her Rosie O'Donnell still has a transmission because we were surprised she's a mother.
Okay.
Gotcha now.
Okay.
This one's to you, man. Jordan Jefferson also was not a wide receiver. He was a quarterback at LSU. Now, Justin Jefferson was
Jefferson. My bad. I said his brother and Jordan and Jeff. Yeah.
I said get it right. And
they also had another brother who was a linebacker.
Oh, okay. Anyway, another text on for the fog situation. Fog is very light south of Hobbs and Eunice on Highway 18.
Yeah, it's very spotty and very, very heavy in some spots.
I'd be very careful out there, guys.
All right, on the way, 2 men arrested in Midland. SWAT took them down yesterday. We'll talk about that. Texas has sent a plane from Texas to Chicago. Another plane went out yesterday.
Yep.
Keep talking, Mayor of Chicago. 16-year-old man was arrested in connection with a fatal shooting in Albuquerque. Evidently, they didn't get the email from the governor. We'll also talk about a Democrat representative. Talk about the border and common sense approach. And I have always liked Vicente Gonzalez and some of the things that he had to say. He's got a common sense approach. We'll get to that. And a 1 in a million bison found in Oklahoma. Tom, what's a bison?
It's a buffalo.
Any type of buffalo?
It's a big one.
It's a big one.
A big one. That's the definition between buffalo.
It's a big one.
It's a big one.
It's big. That's all I know. What's big?
Probably their head.
No, don't.
Their head's bigger than
Don't go there.
No, don't tell me. All right, Biden lies. Let's get to this. Biden lies again.
Hey, I went to the Supreme Court to eliminate student debt that was out there. And guess what? Supreme Court ruled against it, but I still got 136 million people's debt relieved.
So 136 million people had their debt relieved. How many people are in the United States?
About 350 million, give or take.
So almost half had their debt relieved.
Wow.
I want you to just think about this. And first of all, he didn't relieve not even close to that much debt. And here's the other thing. So you're proud that the Supreme Court ruled and you did something against the ruling of the Supreme Court?
Right. That was my big takeaway.
I mean, so you're proud of that? You want to talk about not upholding what our forefathers came out of three forms of government, and you just shot it down, is what you're saying, and you're proud of it. That sounds like something Trump would do, right? No, Trump didn't do that. It was Joe Biden that did it. Biden also lies talking about black folks and their wealth. Listen to what he said.
Across the country, wages for workers are up. Black wealth is up record 60% since the pandemic. So
black wealth is up 60% since the pandemic.
Flat out lie.
Boy, he's lying.
60% increase in black wealth. Lies.
How many of you, look, and by the way, I mean this sincere from the bottom of my heart, we're just getting started.
You're just getting started. By the way, why is it that black people are walking away quickly?
And how
They're
are
not
they
walking,
tracking
they're
that?
running away from the Democratic Party.
And how are they tracking this thing that was a complete fabrication?
Yeah, I mean, there is. And he also is dancing with black people. Listen.
I come from a state that has the 8th largest black population in the country. And as they say, the saying goes, where I come, you brung me to the dance early on.
You brung me to the dance early on. You pandering old dementia patient.
Right.
Is what comes to my mind. That's it. God bless you guys. It's just sad. Out and out lies. I want to know, we have any African Americans that are making, your net worth is going up 60% since Joe Biden's taken over. I would really like to hear from you. 60%. And I want to know how they figured out these numbers. But see, the press does a crappy job because nobody asks questions. How did you figure these numbers out? Nothing.
And by the way, Delaware being the eighth, that's I just looked it up. They have a 22.7% black population.
Yeah, I don't think that would put them at 8th.
Yeah, it is. I'm reading top to bottom, but that's the number one, of course, is not even a state. It's Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
And they're almost half.
Wow.
Then Mississippi at 40%, Louisiana at 35%, Georgia, Maryland, South Carolina, Alabama, and then Delaware.
And then there are some states that, only have 1%. I would venture to believe that, like Montana, South Dakota, Wyoming, African-American population is...
South Dakota is just below New Mexico. New Mexico, 2.95. South Dakota, 2.81.
That's what I was saying. New Mexico is pretty much the same also.
Montana is the last on the list at 1.06.
Yeah, exactly.
Wyoming, 1.84.
All right, we're going to get you updated with all the news coming up in just a second. Keep you updated. It's 8:08. We are B and
we got to do the pledge, B. I don't think we did that.
Yeah, no, I'm getting to that next. Pledge of Allegiance this morning being brought to you by Rebecca Long. Get in touch with her today. 575-393-2661. Call Rebecca today. She's your Farmers Insurance agent. 40-plus years she has been with Farmers. Started her business at 19 years of age. And she loves helping folks. She loves helping folks save a lot of money. The other thing she loves doing is working with people. Getting a new couple to come in and, discussing all their needs for insurance and putting together a plan that's designed for them. And she's been doing it so long, she knows how to save you money. She knows the ins and outs of the insurance business. 575-393-2661. Call Rebecca Long today. She's the proud sponsor of the National Anthem and the Pledge.
We are the Perry family from Hobbs.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The tiny but mighty 7-year-old singer from Los Angeles, Malaya Emma Chandragwijaya.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the
God bless America. God bless you. The Lord's Prayer this morning at 8:12 being brought to you by Jude Oil, reminding you God is in control.
Lord our God, thank you for bringing us into this glorious day. Let the rays of your grace, the grace of Jesus Christ, shine into our hearts.
This is Mike Welsh with Jude Oil. Can you join us in the Lord's Prayer? Our Father, who art in heaven,
Our Father, who art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom come,
thy will be done,
thy will be done,
on earth as it is in heaven.
on earth as it is on heaven.
Give us this day our
Give
daily
us
bread,
this day our daily bread,
and forgive us
and forgive us,
our trespasses, and we've forgiven those who trespass against us.
and forgive us as we forgive those who trespass against us.
And lead us not into temptation,
And lead us not to temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
Amen.
We are Beyond the Breakfast Club on W105, 8:13. Quick check of the weather being brought to you by North Star Laundry, your one-stop shop for all your laundry needs. Check them out. They can wash, dry, and fold all your clothes. Dry clean your clothes, press them up, keep you looking good, starch them up. Check them out today. They're at 609 West Lee Street and 604 West Church Street in Carlsbad, 406 West Cedar in Loving. And if you want to take care of all your clothes yourself and not let them wash, dry, and fold them, not a problem. They have coin-operated machines, and they're open 7 days a week. 64 gradually clearing today, but still some fog this morning. 40 the overnight low tonight, and then 65 and sunny tomorrow. Rain in the forecast coming up on Saturday. Pretty good shot at rain. 5-day forecast, go to W105radio.com. 14 after 8, getting updated with news. Being brought to you by the Ragsdale Law Firm, Luke Ragsdale. He's the guy settling the big cases out in the patch. One case for more than $10 million. $9 million medical malpractice case, and if you've been involved in a car accident, a slip and fall, any type of personal injury, Luke Ragsdale is the guy to call. 575-208-5300, ragsdalelawfirm.com. Get in touch with Luke today. And if you've gotten yourself in a criminal matter and need somebody to defend you, Luke Ragsdale is the guy. ragsdalelawfirm.com. 8:14, be on the Breakfast Club. We're coming back on W105. Right now, let's check in with news.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Iowa Republicans meet in 25 days to choose their presidential nominee, the first nominating contest of the campaign.
Former President Trump has 52% among likely Iowa Republican caucus goers in the latest Fox Business poll. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis comes in with 18%, and former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley has 16%. When asked about characteristics, 78% said it was extremely important to support a candidate who's a strong leader. Nearly the same number found mental ability to be extremely important, and 76% said someone who can defeat President Biden.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal is risk of flooding from a big, slow-moving storm dropping a lot of rain on Southern California through tomorrow morning.
There's flood watches, flood warnings across this region because of this pinwheel of moisture running into Southern California and across Los Angeles. In one case, there almost a foot of rain, but 3, 4, 5 inches of rain is devastating for this part of the country.
Fox meteorologist Adam Klutz, America's listening to Fox News.
This Eunice Cardinals update being brought to you by Guns Up Services, 2403 Avenue O, proudly supporting the Eunice Cardinals.
Guns Up Services, LLC of Eunice, supporting the community for over 13 years. Would like to wish the Cardinals another great season and also encourage everybody to show up in support of all Eunice Cardinal sports. With oil field services that range from vacuum trucks, winch trucks, dump trucks, and backhoes. They have frac tanks, caliche, downhole chemicals, saltwater disposal, and freshwater sales. That's Guns Up Services, LLC, helping to keep our oil field trucking. 2403 Avenue O, Eunice, or call at 575-399-2457. Go Cardinals!
At 3-3 so far this season, there's only one word to describe the Eunice Lady Cardinals. That's true grit. Coach Gary Frazier.
I just like it because they're competitive. They work hard and they just keep putting things together because we've had all kinds of obstacles thrown our way and we've just tried to overcome them.
Up next for the Lady Cardinals, they will be in Capitan for the Smoky Bear Classic, which begins on Thursday. And the heavyweights like Melrose will be there. The following week, the Lady Cardinals will go to Jowl for their holiday class.
It'll be pretty competitive. They brought in some different teams. I'm not sure who all we play. I know Fort Hancock's one, ATC, and I think Wink. So that will be a solid tournament. But the Capitan tournament's going to be a tough one, too.
After the Jowl Holiday Tournament, the Lady Cardinals won't have much of a rest. They'll take on Lovington on January the 8th, followed by Gateway Christian, Dora, Tularosa, and then District opens against Hagerman on January 23rd.
This Eunice Cardinals update has been brought to you by Guns Up Services, 2403 Avenue O in Eunice, proudly serving the community for over 13 years. Go Cardinals!
That is the sound of your company logo getting printed on 500 shirts. Smart move. And an even smarter move in choosing the experts.
Awesome Graphics, serving Southeast New Mexico and West Texas for 15 years, can not only brand your t-shirts, they can embroider your polos, hats, and jackets. They can print your signs and stickers, large and small. They can handle vinyl graphics for your vehicle. Are the windows in your business too plain? Awesome can print custom decals that allow you to see out, but your customers just see your logo. In fact, Awesome Graphics can put your logo on practically every promotional item under the sun, from coffee cups and water bottles to keychains and sun visors for your company vehicles. Want authentic Yeti Ramblers, mugs, or tumblers customized with your company logo? Awesome Graphics is ready. Stop by 523 West Sanger and Hobbs for ideas or simply visit myawesomegraphics.com. Trust Awesome Graphics and rest assured whatever they printed on, your logo will look awesome.
Jesus is the reason for the season. The family of excellence at Lucky Services, Lucky Rental Tool, Lucky Health and Safety, and TRM Trucking wish you and your family a Merry Christmas. After all the festivities and gift giving is over, remember why we celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Turn your life over to Him, and He'll make 24 your best year ever. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from everyone at Lucky Services, Lucky Rental Tool, Lucky Health and Safety, and TRM Trucking.
Hey everyone, this is Daniel Bellis at Carlsbad Chevrolet. I want you guys to relax a little bit. I want you to lean back, and I'm going to hypnotize you. We're going to buy your vehicles at Carlsbad Chevrolet. We're going to give you top dollar at Carlsbad Chevrolet to buy your vehicles.
Now wake up and bring me your dang car. What's really going on? Bring your cars. You need to get rid of them. I need more. I'm ready to pay you top dollar like I pay the auctions. We need to supplement these new cars that are not coming, and we need them now. That's right here at Carlsbad Chevrolet. No hassles, no commissions, period.
Honey, what are you doing? It's 4 a.m.
Well, I'm making a big breakfast for you and the kids. We got to get going this morning. It's a long drive to Midland Airport.
I booked our flights out of our airport here in Hobbs. It's in town, not in Texas.
Well, you want some toast?
Is that strawberry?
Organic boysenberry.
I'm going back to bed.
Love you.
Flying in and out of Hobbs gives you more time and less stress. So when it's time to fly, you gotta fly Hobbs.
Hobbs High's basketball tradition continues with the Hobbs Holiday Tournament, taking place in the legendary Ralph Tasker Arena in Hobbs, New Mexico, December 28th, 29th, and 30th. This year will welcome teams from New Mexico, Texas, and Arizona. Tournament tickets are available at hobbsschools.net. For lodging information, contact the Hobbs Chamber at 575-397-3202. Advertising paid for by the City of Hobbs Lodgers Tax.
In hometowns such as ours, we depend on our local grocery store to provide for our family, to always have the highest quality products available, to have the freshest and most nutritious produce and the hand-selected and cut meats butchered fresh daily, to have the dairy case always full of the variety to meet your family's needs, and to do this, always guaranteeing fair pricing and everyday value. And for 50 years, we depended on Bob's Ritchway for all of this, and they know we depend on them for the next 50 years. Bob's Ritchway, where your grocery dollar will always go farther.
Don't talk to me like you know me.
Be in the Breakfast Club. Rest assured you're not going to learn a thing here. If we get caught.
Let me start off with 2 words. Made in America. I'm not joking about that.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Daddy, I need Santa.
go, son. Santa Claus will be here a little bit later. Now get some sleep.
Merry Christmas, Daddy.
Merry Christmas, Daddy. Merry Christmas.
Santa is Iron Man.
I am Santa Claus. Ho, 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 ho.
Flying through the snow, can you hear him? Ho, ho, ho. He's so full of cheer, only has to work one day a year.
Tom, do you remember the original?
Not really, no.
Oh, wow.
I'm sitting here rocking out, and Tom is looking.
So Santa Claus, Iron Man, that constitutes the Christmas song of the hour. 8:23.
Yeah, I was sitting here rocking out, and Tom was looking puzzled.
By the way, the guy that does those, Bob Rivers, all the great parodies, all the great Christmas parodies, Bob Rivers is the guy.
Yeah.
According to a brand new study, looks like Gen Zers, we talked about them hating and not trusting everybody. Tom, they don't trust you either. Just thought I'd throw that out there. And a woman who left her engagement ring at a rest stop bathroom was reunited with the ring. She finally got it back, and she offered the stranger that found it $1,000.
Wow.
And they turned her down.
Well, they did it to be nice.
Well, they said they did it for the right reasons. And I mean, with $1,000, they could have probably got like 2 Christmas presents off their list. I mean, with this inflation thing.
Or maybe a tank of gas.
Or maybe, at least a tank of gas for sure. Minnesota has changed their flag. Different. So if you haven't seen it yet, go check that out. A new study shows that baby boomers over the age of 70 have 30% of the country's wealth. Forget that. Those folks have a chunk of the change. And Airbnb says they're going to be using AI to determine if people who are going to rent places and it was a good fit. I don't need AI to do that.
Right. No.
I can look at the pictures by myself and determine if you're trying to fake me out or not. Here's just a cue when if you've never done Airbnb, always look at the cleaning fee because that's where they get you.
Yep.
If you're just staying for the weekend, it's probably not worth Airbnb. That's what I discovered. You might find something different. Federal appeals court yesterday temporarily blocked the Biden administration removing razor wire from Texas. Now, we can all say, why would the federal government want to remove razor wire that was put up for free by Texas? Isn't the goal that we keep the illegal immigrants on the other side of the border?
You would think.
You would think, but Texas has been putting up the Constantine wire, and the Border Patrol will go and follow directions from higher ups and cut it down. New Orleans-based 5th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals said the lower court's judge was wrong to rule that the federal government was immune from Texas's claim that federal policy of removing the fence is illegal. By the way, if it's on Texas property, the federal government has no say-so. So I'm sure this case will go all the way to the Supreme Court. Maybe. And Letitia Jones. Tom, who is, make that Letitia James. Who is Letitia James?
LeBron's wife.
Whose wife?
LeBron James' wife.
Sure.
Yes, LeBron James's wife, who happens to be the Attorney General of New York.
Okay, well.
But anyway, she filed a lawsuit yesterday accusing satellite radio, Sirius XM, of making intentionally difficult for customers to cancel their subscriptions. So she is suing Sirius XM.
It's not difficult at all.
No, I've canceled, and it wasn't that difficult. Warner Brothers and Paramount are in talks to merge. $29 billion deal. I thought it would be more than that, but that's what they're saying, $29 billion. According to the Midland County Sheriff's Office, 2 men were arrested Tuesday and were taken down by the SWAT unit and Texas DPS. Actually, they executed 2 search warrants. And during the search, police found a stolen car worth $75,000, $40,000 worth of tools and equipment. Officers arrested Juan Corito Jr. and Buddy Floyd Gorman. By the way, they had 3 felony warrants for their arrests. Oh, they also found a little marijuana on them.
Right.
And so they've got all their charges pending. And SWAT was there to execute the raid. And troubling story out of Albuquerque, a 16-year-old was arrested in connection with a fatal shooting that happened early Tuesday in downtown Albuquerque at a nightclub. What the hell is a 16-year-old doing at a nightclub?
Fake ID.
Right.
Well, and how does a 16-year-old get a hand on a gun? Didn't they get the governor's email?
Apparently they did.
Well, they probably got the gun from one of those far left-wing extremist groups' gun buyback program.
Oh, that was buyback, yeah. So the teen charged with murder and assault with a deadly weapon, shooting at a occupied building, and unlawful possession of a handgun, and concealing his identity. Suspect did not enter a plea during his first court appearance. That was yesterday. The Albuquerque police officers responded to a shooting about 1:30 in the morning, and they found an adult man wounded who later died. The shooting took place at Knockouts on Central. Suspect was at the nightclub when police arrived and was wrestled to the ground by witnesses who said he was detained until the officers got there. By the way, he said he shot the man in self-defense. Where's the government? Where's the governor talking about this case?
And why is the charge shooting into an occupied building?
Well, and that's the thing. He didn't shoot into the occupied building. He was in the building.
But if he shot and killed someone and he says self-defense, isn't the charge some kind of homicide?
You reckon?
You would think. He has not been charged with first-degree murder or second-degree murder or any of that yet. I'm sure more charges are pending. And Texas sent a plane with 120 illegal immigrants to Chicago in a escalation where Greg Abbott says, go ahead, keep talking. By the way, 80,000 migrants have been sent all over the country.
He's only sent 20-something thousand to Chicago.
Yeah, he only sent 120. I mean, you can't complain about that. Anyway, you remember the Chicago City Council voted that they were going to take action against people being bused into the city. So Greg Abbott's like, okay, so we'll fly them in.
Yeah. And they also now, all the bus drivers, they won't drop them off at disclosed locations now. They are keeping the locations they drop them off secret.
Exactly. And on Wednesday, CNN News Central, Representative Vicente Gonzalez, a Democrat from Texas, argued that Democrats do need a stronger border. And he also talked about asylum, that we need to expedite removals from the country.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is a Democrat who thinks that, Greg Abbott's actions haven't worked, but he definitely said the Biden administration's actions are not working.
Because even they can see the problem.
Yeah, I mean, people from his district along the border of Texas are not happy with him or Joe Biden. Nope. All right, Tom, bison is?
A buffalo.
A buffalo. Any particular type of buffalo? Is it identifying as something or?
Well, if you compare the bison to the American buffalo is larger. Now, the bison is kind of a trans.
It's a trans.
Yeah. It could be a girl or it could be a boy.
Oh, Lord.
Blake with the save. Go ahead, Blake.
Oh, my. I'm not even going. I don't.
All right. So a very rare 1 in 10 million bison was found in Oklahoma. It's a white bison. And it's a white bison. And the odds of it existing are 1 in 10 million found in northeast Oklahoma.
Albino.
They had one in, I believe it was Snyder, Texas.
Really?
At one point, like back in the 30s or 40s, because I think there's a statue for it, like in downtown as you pass through.
So, Tom, would you consider the bison the largest land mammal in North America?
No.
No, you don't think it is. Okay.
The bull.
So a bull is bigger than a bison, is what you
believe. A whole lot more, that's for sure.
Okay. Approximately 30 million bisons once roamed the plain states. However, bison suffered greatly. And at one point, they were less than 1,000 remaining in the wild. Now that number is up to about 600,000 across North America.
And there is a texture that it does want to correct, and they are right. The term is American bison because buffalo are in Asia and Africa.
Right.
Buffalo
so anyway, this thing is a...
In America, we only have bison. Yeah, we don't have a true buffalo in America.
Well, not according to Dancing with Wolves.
I'm sorry, B. I'm sorry.
So, Tom.
What?
It's a white bison.
It's albino.
Albino. Yeah. Yes. That's what it is. Blake, don't hate him. Looks like New Mexicans sending a letter to Mark Zuckerberg demanding answers about the alleged harm caused to children on the Meta platforms. Of course, our Attorney General filed a lawsuit against Meta early this month, alleging that the company steered users to illegal photos and videos and facilitated human trafficking within or affecting New Mexico. That's what it said. I have to ask a question, though.
Okay.
So parents are outraged about this.
But they're not keeping their kids off of it.
Well, and that's my point. I mean, shouldn't you be monitoring what your kids are looking at anyway?
Well, that would require them to be a parent.
Right.
Oh, bye. So you're okay with the lawsuit. You're not okay with parent. Okay, I got you. Country singer Toby Keith expanding his cannabis company in New Mexico. Tom, did you know Toby Keith had his own cannabis products?
Yep. I think they expanded into the Albuquerque market.
Yeah, so the 7 Clover dispensaries partnered with Jim Belushi earlier this year, selling the company's products to New Mexicans, and they are expanding their reach and opening up more dispensaries soon.
I wonder if Willie is a partner in that.
Does not say. And do you remember the former Tennessee police officer involved in that Lavernia Police Department sex scandal? Remember they were all sleeping with that one?
Yes.
Anyway, they have filed a lawsuit against the city for racial discrimination. Oh, I mean, she was sleeping with everybody. I mean, yeah. So the former sergeant, Lewis Powell, filed a lawsuit last week against the city, against the mayor and the HR director and the chief of police. He was fired from the department as an internal investigation late last year revealed that he was having sex with a female colleague. The probe found that the now former female officer, Megan Hell, was having sex with multiple colleagues. So now he is saying that that they racially discriminated against him in the firing. No, they fired everybody that was involved.
Right.
And by the way, she wasn't, discriminating against anybody. I mean, she was sleeping with all of you.
Right. It was a party.
The whole police force, I think, was 8 members, and she was sleeping with like 7. I think the only person she wasn't sleeping with was the chief of police. And by the way, if he'd asked, she'd have probably said okay, too.
Get on the choo-choo train.
So, and why are you suing the mayor?
He said
he could
no.
have been invited, too, and the HR director.
He said no.
Anyway, this guy lost his job because he was sleeping with a colleague. Now he's unemployable, and now he's just looking for a way to score some cash.
Still looking to score.
Yeah, because, I mean, he was hitting home runs every day with this woman. I don't know if you remember that story.
How does she have time to do her job?
Right.
Yeah, these were some sex-hungry individuals. Unbelievable. I mean, her appetite, her poor husband. If we want to feel like somebody got discriminated, it was her poor husband.
Right.
She had nothing left in the tank for him. It's crazy.
Poor thing.
839 morning show this morning being brought to you by Chance Materials. We're reminding you every project begins with a solid foundation. ChanceMaterials.com, affordable ready-mix concrete. No matter what the project is, big or small, they offer great customer service. Find out more information at ChanceMaterials.com. Plants in Carlsbad and Roswell, they love to do business with you. ChanceMaterials.com or 575-363-3240. Get in touch with them today. Boob of the day up next, Tom.
All right. This texter says there is a big difference, I guess, relating to the bison and the American buffalo. And was that woman cop an undercover cop? Says the texter.
She was undercover.
They were undercover. And didn't they
and that goes back to it wasn't me. I mean, in the patrol cars and hotel rooms. I mean,
yeah.
Thanks.
You name it.
And didn't they make a movie with Charles Bronson called The Great White Buffalo? It was a great movie, by the way, says the texter. I've seen it. It was good. You're right. And you know what? I heard a theory yesterday, says this one texter, that the Dems are provoking Republicans into civil unrest prior to the elections to secure the mail-in voting again, says the texter. We're always trying to do something. And, guys, be careful out there. Again, there's a lot of fog. It hasn't cleared up yet, but be careful out there. A lot of people don't. This texter says a lot of people don't have their lights on. And the dude from Lovington said 60% in black wealth. I mean, is he talking about Kamala Harris? Says the texter. Okay. And there you go, B.
Thank you, Tom. God bless you. What day do you leave?
Tuesday. I don't
Okay.
know.
I'm just double checking. Boob of the day this morning being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. Go and check out all the aesthetics that are on sale just in time for Christmas. You can get that gift card and give it to somebody. They offer a host of things when it comes to aesthetics. They also offer pain management. When it comes to, my pain management at Desert Functional is getting the ozone injections, back, knees. I might even get them in the elbows when I come back. They offer stem cell therapy, ozone therapy, and, of course, the cryo chamber. When it comes to hormonal optimization, they offer a host of things. Ladies, if you're going through menopause, your hormones are raging, you just want your life back, go talk to them about that. And guys, they offer testosterone replacement therapy. 3900 North Lovington Highway in Hobbs. Check them out on Facebook or just go to thedesertfma.com. Proud sponsor of the Boob of the Day.
So a Florida man is accused of trying to burn a 9-year-old boy who he believed was demonically possessed before he hit a sheriff's deputy in the head with a metal rod and was shot dead on Tuesday. It's a sad story, but he is a boob. Firefighters responded just after 4 to reports of a burning pile of debris on the side of the road in Sebring, Florida. However, they thought it was kind of suspicious, so they called in deputies to help. Deputies arrived and found 39-year-old Richard Myron Ham armed with 2 metal rods. Ham refused to comply with deputies' orders, at which point they shot him with a taser, which didn't appear to have any effect. So Ham pulled the taser probes out and rearmed himself with one of those metal bars. He then swung it and struck a deputy in the head. Another deputy opened fire and hit him, who hit Ham, and Ham was rushed to the hospital where he was later pronounced dead. Now, the injured deputy was treated at another hospital and released. While they were investigating, deputies learned that Ham and 30-year-old Lakina Phillips were burning possessions of Phillips' 9-year-old son.
What?
They said they believed he was possessed by a demon, and witnesses told deputies they saw Ham put the child into the fire and cover him with a blanket that was already burning. The sheriff's office did say the child was able to escape the flames and avoid serious injury. So Phillips and the boy were both listed as missing and endangered in Wichita, Kansas, and it was unclear when or why the pair went to Sebring, Florida. Deputies searched Ham and Phillips' vehicle, finding multiple firearms and drugs inside, officials said without elaborating. Ham has a criminal history that included convictions of armed felonies, drug possessions, and multiple arrests in Arkansas, South Carolina, and Georgia. And Sebring, Florida officials are keeping this incident under investigation. And for trying to burn someone you think is possessed, you are the boob of the day.
Boob of the day being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. Check them out today. 15 away from 9. Some of the stories coming up. Tylenol, is it causing autism? We'll dive into that story. Also, Poison Control saying that they're investigating a lot of people being poisoned by weight loss drugs. We'll get to that. An imposter caught stealing all kinds of stuff from under the Christmas tree. Senate Republicans in Alabama introduced a brand new bill. We'll tell you what this bill will do. And teen suspected of being part of I did the fatal shooting story. I don't need to do it again. I already did it. So we'll get to those stories and more coming up next. Quick check of what's going on with all the news being brought to you by State Representative Randy Pettigrew, District 61. Tell you what, there's a fighter out there, a guy that battles for your rights, our way of life in Southeast New Mexico. If you haven't heard about him, his name is Randy Pettigrew. District 61, he's your state representative. And running for his 3rd term in office. He needs your help. If you could, give to his campaign. Go to randallpettigrew.com. You know, this governor has already said this next legislative session, she's coming after your guns again. And I know, look, I know that that's not any different than any other session she's had. This will be her 5th session, and she has come after your guns every single session. I think this is her 6th session, if I'm not mistaken. And she's coming after your guns every one of those. That's why it's so important we send the right people back to Santa Fe. We need Randy Pettigrew. Not only protecting our Second Amendment rights and protecting against these people that just have a thirst to kill babies. Also protecting our way of life in Southeast New Mexico. Where would Southeast New Mexico be without the oil and gas industry? Where would you be today? What school buildings would your kids be in without that oil and gas revenue? Those are all things you ought to think about. Find out more information about Randy Pettigrew, randallpettigrew.com for more info. It's already 12 minutes away from 9. We're taking a break. We're B and the Breakfast Club on W105 KWMW, Maljamora 105.1 FM. Coming right back next.
NTD Radio News being brought to you by Griffin's Electric, serving Carlsbad for over 15 years. Griffin's Electric, bringing you the news. Call Jeremy today, 575-200-8812.
When it comes to electrical repairs, installations, or renovations, leave it to the pros. Call Griffin's Electric in Carlsbad today. Griffin's Electric provides professional electrical service to residential and commercial customers, serving Carlsbad and surrounding areas. Call 575-200-8812. That's 575-200-8812. Griffin's Electric is a locally sourced business that supports strong family and community values.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. New Mexico Public Education Department proposing that all New Mexico schools run on a 5-day week schedule. One rural school district says that kind of change would drive teachers out of their district. Quoting, "It's really been a godsend for us. We have a very hard time attracting teachers," said Superintendent Ron Hendricks. For 2 years, Socorro schools have been on 4-day school weeks. The transition, he says, has been wonderful for them. They love it, and it's opened up their calendar as a family. That from Dave Hicks, the school board president. Hendricks claims it's been a success. They also say they've increased their graduation rate several years ago. It was down to the 60s. Now it's up to 85%. New Mexico finance experts warning of holiday scams targeting seniors and others looking to find friends. The scams are called pig butchering scams. New Mexico Securities Division of the Regulation and Licensing Department says scams work like this. A victim will get a text or voicemail from a wrong number that mentions a meeting or social gathering. The victim can be led on to think they're going to be kindly invited to the gathering, while the scammer is simply fattening up the victim so they can be scammed for large amounts of money, often in little payments over a long period of time. Be careful. Board of Directors for the world's largest gathering of hot air balloons is in search once again for an executive director. During its search, Paul Smith will return to the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta as its interim executive director. Director Sam Parks left the role earlier in December. Parks was the replacement for former executive director Paul Smith, who worked for the organization for 26 years. Smith started his connection with the annual festival in 1982 as a pilot. And that's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
Ah, the sounds of the season. Santa's getting ready for his trip. Mom's planning that big Christmas dinner, turkey and all the trimmings. The tree is up in all its splendor, and gifts are being wrapped. In all the hustle and bustle that's Christmas, Floors to Go reminds you to remember the real meaning of Christmas. Peace on earth, goodwill to man. So do unto others as you would have them do to you. At Floors to Go in Hobbs, New Mexico, we hope you and your family have the very best Christmas you've ever had.
For a working man, protection on the job is always first priority. But when it comes to clothes, safety shouldn't compromise style and comfort. And thanks to Wrangler flame-resistant apparel, it doesn't have to. Now the same Wrangler style and comfort you love comes with the protection you need. And with a product guarantee for the life of the garment, they'll take the heat off of any job you take on. Stop by Benny's Western Store in Artesia Artesia, or Carlsbad to try on some Wrangler flame-resistant apparel today. For the right work clothes, think inside the closet.
Jesus is the reason for the season. The family of excellence at Lucky Services, Lucky Rental Tool, Lucky Health and Safety, and TRM Trucking wish you and your family a Merry Christmas. After all the festivities and gift giving is over, remember why we celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Turn your life over to Him, and He'll make 24 your best year ever. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from everyone at Lucky Services, Lucky Rental Tool, Lucky Health and Safety, and TRM Trucking. Shop the Working Guys store for everyone on your Christmas list. Look for the elf on a shelf and find incredible savings store-wide. Men's and women's work boots, FR jeans and shirts, fashion western wear for the whole family, coolers and accessories, belts, wallets, cologne, and sunglasses including Maui Jim. Open Monday through Friday 8 to 7, Saturday 9 to 6, and Sundays 10 to 5 for your holiday shopping convenience. Come see those working elves at the Working Guys store, 109 East Broadway.
This Lovington Wildcat update being brought to you by Battle Energy Services, 1315 Avenue D in Lovington, with 5 generations of their own Lovington Wildcats.
Proudly serving the Permian Basin for over 10 years, Battle Energy Services says good luck to the Lovington Wildcats. With locations in Lovington, New Mexico, and Midland, Texas, Battle Energy is your source for BOP, nipple up, and testing services. Also offering Safeland USA and H2S oilfield safety classes every Friday. 5 generations of Lovington Wildcats are behind the family and team at Battle Energy Services. Call 575-942-9472. That's 575-942-9472. Go Wildcats.
The Lovington Wildcats basketball team is 4-4 on the year, but Coach Casey Pack says there's still some things they need to work on.
Some continuity, just getting football out of us and back into basketball. But I've seen some great things.
Such as?
Just like I told them after the Eunice game, we got to get a little more consistent play, just a little more team bonding. I just feel like times we're on an island. Sometimes when we're on an island, we're not very good.
But when the team does play together, great things happen, like the buzzer beater against Eunice last week.
Yes, Julian Roy kicked it out to Micah Pondo for a buzzer beater.
And after the holiday break, the Wildcats will have a remaining tough non-district schedule. On January the 5th, they will entertain Roswell. Then on the 11th, they'll take on Belen at home, then travel to Los Alamos on January the 12th, and then be at Taos on January 13th. District play opens on February the 2nd when they go to Artesia.
This Lovington Wildcat update being brought to you by Battle Energy Services. Call 575-942-9472. Go Wildcats.
Here is your Liar Pants on Fire update.
Before Russia attacked, we made sure Russia had javelins and other weapons.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet, and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
Okay, you ready? Yeah. Here it comes. Okay, I'm ready.
Don't get up without us.
All right, another day in paradise. Tom, guess who found Jesus?
Snoop Dogg.
Hulk Hogan, baptized.
Was he really?
Baptized last night on a Wednesday night, baptized at church. Said it is the best decision he has ever made.
Wow.
So congratulations going out to the Hulkster. Took him a while, but he got her done. Congratulations, Hulk Hogan. All right, number 877-396-W105. Good news of the day still to come. Got a lot of things to get to. Our number 877-396-W105. Tom A. in charge.
Hey, this texter's asking me, who is paying the attorneys for Hunter Biden?
Probably the big guy. I don't know.
So they were just kind of curious about that.
I have no idea.
Somebody. And this texter says, Tom, would you please, next time you have a thought, just let it go, says the texter.
Let it go.
Let it go. Whatever. And that's all we got. We're caught up.
God bless you.
Sure we are.
Big guy. Yeah, sure we are. Yeah. NASA released new images that shows Uranus is greater detail than ever seen before. So they finally, and by the way, if you don't believe me, check out the pictures on OnlyFans. And what? I know I probably shouldn't have went there, but I mean, I just saw it and just slipped it right. Yeah. Looks like Dunkin's removing coconut milk from its menu.
Really? What?
Not enough people asking for coconut milk. You know the benefits of coconut milk?
No, there are a lot.
I mean, they're huge. So from time to time, my wife will just cut open a coconut and she'll pour all the milk out and say, here, drink this. I kind of like the coconut milk like with my protein.
Yeah.
And it's got lots of medicinal purpose. They also take that coconut and make wine out of it.
Really? All right.
Coconut wine. Yep. Now, Tom, is a coconut brown or is it green?
I'd say it's, I've seen it before.
It's a trick question, Tom.
It's,
smoke is coming out his ears.
it's clear.
Coconuts,
coconuts are clear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
They're actually green,
Green
and
coconut
soft in nature. They're not hard brown.
Only after they've been shipped around the world and sat for a
Yeah,
long time.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. But when you cut them open, they're not really that hard to cut open. It's amazing my father-in-law can still climb coconut trees at like 78.
For real.
Yeah.
I can barely climb up on a ladder. Cameron Diaz says that we should normalize sleep. And that would, by sleeping in separate beds and bedrooms, we would have less divorce in this country. Isn't that what the Europeans do? That they sleep in separate bedrooms?
The Europeans?
Yeah.
I think that happens all over the world, but only in specific instances.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of sleeping in separate bedrooms.
No.
It's
if you do sleep separately, that's going to lead to lack of a few things, and that would cause divorce.
Yeah, and you're 100% correct. Yes, it might. It definitely might. Judges have barred expert witnesses from testifying that Johnson & Johnson spinoff. Have you ever heard of Kenvue? Kenvue. The pain, it's Tylenol is not owned by Johnson & Johnson. It's owned by this company, which is a spinoff from Johnson & Johnson, which is actually, it's owned by Johnson. But anyway, they're saying that Tylenol can cause autism if mothers take it during pregnancy. By the way, the judge kicked out the case saying there's not enough information to justify stating that there's not enough scientific information at this point. So they will come back to the table at some point. In the meantime, if you're pregnant, avoid, to be on the safe side,
right?
I would just avoid Tylenol. I've discovered that naproxen, which is something I take for pain, which is Aleve, can also lower your testosterone. Had no idea. Tom, you must take a lot of naproxen, don't you?
Sure.
You don't even follow along on this damn show.
I don't think he listens while he's
he doesn't. Of course, all these new weight loss treatments, they have had a spike in calls in New Mexico about, to poison control. So doctors with the New Mexico Health Poison Information Center See, why do we have to change the name of stuff in New Mexico? It's not Child Protective Services, CYFD, and it's not Poison Control. It's called New Mexico Health Poison Information Center. So, Tom, what's the big drugs that people are taking to lose weight?
I'm going to say Fen-Phen.
Fen-Phen. Yeah, I mean, if you were like 30 years ago, Fen-Phen would probably be on that list.
Ozempic, Mounjaro.
Yeah, those are the ones. Anyway, they've had a increase amount of people calling Poison Control because of those drugs. Now, look, every drug has side effects.
Yeah.
And what is the other one? Semaluted or whatever. They said they've had 8 calls recently about that drug, which I didn't think that was a drug. I thought it was a peptide, which is actually amino acids and not really a drug, so to speak.
Right. Well, big pharma is a big problem because they contribute a lot of money through their lobbying.
Well, yeah, no doubt. And are we doing the proper research? We know for the COVID vaccine, we did not do proper research.
Right.
We know that for a fact. Senate Republicans in Alabama introducing new legislation on December 12th aimed at promoting election security by ensuring non-American citizens not to be able to vote in federal elections. I say non-American citizens shouldn't be able to vote in any election, but because by giving an inch, some people will take a mile. And how are you going to know if they got a registration card that they can't vote for in a federal election?
You won't.
You won't. It's part of
the long-term plan.
Yeah. So this is called Citizen Ballot Protection Act that they are introducing. Under the measure, the state would give the power to ensure the individuals provide proof of American citizenship when they register to vote. In New Mexico, there is no proof of citizenship when you register to vote. Tom, you registered to vote when you moved to New Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
Did they ask proof of citizenship?
Nope. That was in Travis County.
They only asked for like a driver's license.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, can you get your driver's license if you're illegally in the country?
I don't think so.
In some
In
places
New Mexico,
you can. That's supposed to,
damn
right?
sure can. Tom, you don't remember the big discussion that I told your buddy Tim Jennings that I would vote for you over him because he was for giving driver's license to illegal aliens. This dates back, Tom,
that's
12 years ago.
It's been a while. I can't remember what happened yesterday.
You can't remember that? My God.
Was that live?
Yes, it was live. Yes, it was. God.
Well, no wonder he don't like you, man. He likes me all right.
Well, no wonder you can't even remember if he likes you or not.
So I got him to do 2 different difficult interviews last year.
You are the biggest ass kisser when it comes to interview. I mean, you're like Conan O'Brien interviewing Joe Biden. Here we go. Underhand softball question.
Do you like my hair?
Yeah. Oh, I love your hair. Looks like 25-year-old Ray Alvarado has been arrested in Big Spring. This guy went on a 4-day crime spree. And I don't judge people by the tattoos on their face recently, but some of the tattoos on his face, I was like, damn. He's got a couple of those teardrops. Seems to me like he was a bad boy before he was arrested. Anyway, officers arrived and they discovered a 34-year-old man, gunshot wounds. That was him. And then he went on a spree of other things. He shot from a truck. and so on and so forth. I mean, that's just a beginning. But this guy has been arrested, and he's only 25 years old. State leaders issuing a warning over pig butchering scam. Did you guys see this story?
Yes.
What the hell is that about?
Because I think Jim had that in one of his updates too on the news.
So what are they concerned about?
Basically, what happens is someone will call you and pretend like it's a wrong number or some other kind of thing, and be nice and friendly, and then you'll talk to them and say whatever you want to say, and then it'll happen again, and they'll do a little more. Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to whatever, and eventually win you over into going along with this scam because you've been friendly with them. It's a psychological thing, and it's slowly doing it, and that's why it's called the pig butchering thing, because it's slowly going into it. Eventually it goes to like Bitcoin stuff and other cyber stuff.
I thought they were against butchering pigs at home or something.
No, it's a monetary scam.
Oh, gotcha.
To lull you into a sense of security.
Crazy. 36-year-old man. They're looking into the death of this 36-year-old man in Farmington, and police are asking for your help. He was found dead at a hotel in Farmington. Shot. Yeah, he was found dead from gunshot wounds. Evidently, the person that killed him didn't get the email from the governor either, for whatever reason. God bless him. All right, number 877-396-W105. We're going to take. We'll take a break. Come back. Good news of the day. Keep you updated with everything going on. Tom and the text.
All right. Here's a joke for us. This texter's asking, what kind of key has two legs, guys, but can't open a lock? Any?
Oh, I know the answer. So
all right. Well, say one, but don't say the right one.
Just tell us, Tom.
You guys are no fun. B, you going to answer that question?
No, please, just tell me.
Oh, God. Debbie Downers. It's called a turkey. Turkey. Okay. And
it's a white buffalo bison, which is one is bigger than the other.
Yeah, exactly.
And texter earlier asked, who is providing lawyers for Hunter? Hunter's drug lawyers are paying his lawyer. Laugh out loud, says another texter. And this
that
would be the
Ukraine. Mayor of Moscow,
or
wife,
the Ukraine.
Yeah,
since he's on their board.
Yeah, they're providing.
Wait. So they paid him $5 million a year. How much are we sending to the Ukraine?
Oh,
billions.
Oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
I get it.
All these strings are so hard to unravel.
Yeah, I mean, I get it now. Wow, it took me a while. Huh? All right, let's get updated, find out what's going on with news. Good news of the day coming up next. News this morning being brought to you by Twin Wells Fuel Station. If you're driving on 128, exit on Buck Jackson Road, go down 2.75 miles and fill her up. They offer diesel. They offer DEF value. They also offer unleaded gas. They accept all fleet cards, credit cards, and major credit cards. You'll notice them when you're driving down Buck Jackson Road. Large facility, covered area. We got rain in the forecast for Saturday, so if you're going to be driving and need fuel, they are covered. Not a problem. Exit Buck Jackson Road, go down 2.75 miles. You'll see him. It's the Twin Wells Fuel Station. 10 minutes after 9, coming right back. We're Beyond the Breakfast Club, W105.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Border Patrol sources say there have been more than 24,000 migrant encounters in the past 48 hours.
CBP sources are telling Fox we are now at over 200,000 migrant encounters in just the first 20 days of December. That's enough to fill up 2 entire Rose Bowls and still have some overflow in just 3 weeks.
Fox's Bill Maluzhin on the border in Lukeville, Arizona. Sirens blasting earlier across Tel Aviv.
And you're going to continue to hear these explosions overhead. Each time one of these rockets is intercepted, you have shrapnel raining down into the city below. But again, this is one of the largest rocket barrages against Tel Aviv.
And that's Fox's Trey Inks reporting from that city. And Hamas turning down a potential ceasefire with Israel. America's listening to Fox News.
For every road you take, it's Permian Chevrolet.
The most trusted and reliable people are those at Permian Chevrolet in Hobbs. Trusted to find you and get you and your family into the car or truck of your dreams. Reliable even way after the sale. Permian Chevrolet's people take care of their customers. Give Permian Chevrolet a chance today. You won't be disappointed.
For every road you take, it's Permian Chevrolet.
701 West Navajo in Hobbs or anytime at PermianGM.com.
Ah, the sounds of the season. Santa's getting ready for his trip. Mom's planning that big Christmas dinner, turkey and all the trimmings. The tree is up in all its splendor, and gifts are being wrapped. In all the hustle and bustle that's Christmas, Floors to Go reminds you to remember the real meaning of Christmas. Peace on earth, goodwill to man. So do unto others as you would have them do to you. At Floors to Go in Hobbs, New Mexico, we hope you and your family have the very best Christmas you've ever had.
If you, your business, or your organization is needing a venue or facility to host a meeting, convention, party, or other special event, don't cram everyone into your tiny little office. Call the Lee County Event Center. You don't have to fill up the main floor. The Event Center has many other smaller rooms that are perfect for meetings, seminars, parties, and other special events. The Lee County Event Center, seating for 25 or 2,500, 5101 North Lovington Highway in Hobbs. Call 575-391-2100 or visit LeeCountyEvents.com.
Honey, what are you doing? It's 4 a.m.
Well, I'm making a big breakfast for you and the kids. We got to get going this morning. It's a long drive to Midland Airport.
I booked our flights out of our airport here in Hobbs. It's in town, not in Texas.
Well, you want some toast?
Is that strawberry?
Organic boysenberry.
I'm going back to bed.
Love you.
Flying in and out of Hobbs gives you more time and less stress. So when it's time to fly, you gotta fly Hobbs.
As a single mom, it means a lot to me to have a strong banking relationship. With the cost of living as it is, I have to make the most of every dollar I make.
Every member has different wants and needs. That's the basis of relationship-based personal service. A strong credit union is built on strong relationships. Estacado Federal Credit Union, where you are more than a number, you're a member. Federally insured by NCUA.
Did you know that when you become employed with Eddy County, you'll be receiving one of the best and most competitive benefits packages in Southeast New Mexico? Eddy County offers great pay, paid vacation, paid sick leave, and holiday pay in addition. You get para-retirement, and for full-time employees, 100% health insurance paid and 60% for your dependents. You can find a list of open positions and apply at New Mexico Workforce Connection or online at eddycounty.org. Eddy County is an equal opportunity employer.
Sutherland's of Carlsbad is here for all your home improvement and DIY projects. Visit Sutherland's.com for how-to tips and guides. Skip the hassle. Buy online and pick up in-store for free at 2101 South Canal in Carlsbad. From hardware, lumber, cabinets, and plywood to fencing, power tools, and furniture, Sutherland's has what you need for the job, plus great financing options. Sutherland's, helping Americans build it better since 1917.
Shop the Working Guys store for everyone on your Christmas list. Look for the elf on a shelf and find incredible savings store-wide. Men's and women's work boots, FR jeans and shirts, fashion western wear for the whole family, coolers and accessories, belts, wallets, cologne, and sunglasses including Maui Jim. Open Monday through Friday 8 to 7, Saturday 9 to 6, and Sundays 10 to 5 for your holiday shopping convenience. Come see those working elves at the Working Guys store, 109 East Broadway. Jesus is the reason for the season. The family of excellence at Lucky Services, Lucky Rental Tool, Lucky Health and Safety, and TRM Trucking wish you and your family a Merry Christmas. After all the festivities and gift giving is over, remember why we celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Turn your life over to Him, and He'll make 24 your best year ever. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from everyone at Lucky Services, Lucky Rental Tool, Lucky Health and Safety, and TRM Trucking.
When you need real licensed, bonded, and insured security, Southeast New Mexico Security Services is on the scene.
Don't take your security for granted. Southeast New Mexico Security Services can protect your property, event, club, oil field location, or whatever else you need with licensed guards that will protect your assets. 20 years experience with security, licensed through the state of New Mexico, and fully insured. Give Jason or Ty a call at 575-706-8361 and stop worrying about the nonsense.
When you live your life in Wrangler clothes, it's hard to imagine working a 9-to-5 without them. While protection is important, you want clothes with style and comfort. And now, thanks to Wrangler flame-resistant apparel, you can have it all. Wrangler FR is designed to protect you from burn injury on the job, while continuing to offer the comfort and durability you'd expect from Wrangler. Stop by Benny's Western Store, 205 West Main in Artesia, and 107 South Canyon in Carlsbad to try on some Wrangler FR apparel today. When it comes to work clothes, wear clothes that work for you.
Here is your Liar Pants on Fire update.
Basically the same dose with a smaller dose.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain Gods studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
All right, people, let's move it. Drive in today with the best damn morning show on earth.
Our number 877-396-W105. You see Alec Baldwin, he went off at on one of the pro-Palestinian protesters.
It was on a couple of them, actually.
Yeah, I was surprised he didn't hit somebody because, I mean, that's what he would have done in the past.
Or shot him, you know.
Yeah, shot, yeah, correct. Shoot him with, you probably aren't that far off.
Wasn't my gun.
But, yeah. I love some of these guys that have actually, they are very liberal. Rappaport. What's the comedian that's been in some of the movies?
Michael Rappaport.
Michael Rappaport. Big time. Huge liberal. Has gone against many other liberals because he's also Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess you got to pick your battles. His battle is I'm Jewish and I wake up Jewish every day.
Mm-hmm. And they don't understand the inherent danger that is aligned against them.
No. The ambassador from Israel said something very interesting the other day. He said, I'm all for a ceasefire. He gave the number to the Hamas leader, gave his phone number out and said, call him, tell him to surrender with all of his men. We can have a ceasefire today.
Right.
We can make this happen. Think he took him up on that?
No, because they don't really want a ceasefire.
No, they don't want a ceasefire. They want to continue to fight.
They only want Israel to cease fire. Yeah.
Of course.
Speaking of fire, a little bit of
I just found that cut. Let me play the cut. Let me play this cut from the Israeli Prime Minister or the Israeli ambassador.
But you know what? I have an idea. If you want a real ceasefire, here is the right address. This is the phone number of Hamas's office in Gaza. You can all call +970-599-3765 and ask for Yihya Sinwar. Tell Hamas to put down their arms, turn themselves in, and return our hostages. This will bring a complete ceasefire that will last forever.
Wow. No, they said no.
No,
it's not going to happen. No.
Apparently, there's a breaking story of a mass shooting in Prague this morning.
I'm looking at Fox, see if there's anything.
It's just breaking, it says.
Oh, wow. So, special counsel, they were just doing a story about special counsel, and then they went right to Greg Abbott. But so where's the mass shooting?
In Prague. So,
wow.
Tom, do you know where Prague is?
That's in Czechoslovakia.
Nope, that's two different countries in the Czech Republic.
It's a neighborhood.
Slovakia
It
is
was
a
right
different
there.
country.
Yeah.
It was close.
Now,
though.
they don't have, this is kind of rare because the last shooting they had was in another country like this one about 6 months ago. Do you remember that? They just don't have those mass shootings over there. And this is the second one that I can recall.
In another country like this one.
Yeah. That's in that same neighborhood.
Europe?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Europe is kind of big, but retired fisherman claims he found part of the Malaysian airline flight, the MH370. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Remember the flight, and they haven't found. They didn't find. Anyway, he found it in South Australia in the water.
Wow.
The retired fisherman found a large piece of the missing Malaysian airline flight, MH370, off the coast of southern Australia, and that's the first we've heard.
Right, because they never knew where it went down.
No, they had no idea. But he said, "Look, I found it. I got in touch with the authorities, and we'll wait and see."
That was 2014. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he said this was 8 years ago when he found the piece of the plane. Yeah, that thing went down. And you're correct. It was March of 2014. It's been a while. We talked about Hulk Hogan getting baptized. Said it's the greatest day of his life. Got baptized at the Indian Rocks Baptist Church in Florida. Said, I totally surrender and dedicate my life to Jesus. This is the greatest day of my life.
Well, good
no
for him.
worries, no hate, no judgment,
Wow.
only love.
Good for him.
Well, he has struggled. He has struggled. He has struggled with alcohol and pain meds.
Killers, right.
and what?
Painkillers.
I just said pain meds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Pain meds and painkillers, I think, are the same thing.
And
Last time I
steroids.
checked.
He's paying a lot of
Yeah,
attention.
I would think steroids is probably one of the biggest.
Yep.
Any of those people that say they're natural, like The Rock, no. Look, there are people that put in the work and get big. They just don't get that big.
Barry
And the
Bonds.
older you get, it's harder to maintain that muscle mass. I mean, genetics just come in, and we're not built to maintain that muscle mass the older we get.
No.
Just doesn't work that way.
Although it seems like now a lot of people are. It's like, because they
some
say
of that
60 is the new 40.
Yeah, is testosterone. And the other thing, you heard me talking about peptides. Peptides are, it's more than growing muscle. There are also people that are taking peptides to continue to look good. And there are peptides that do different things. I'm just starting to understand a little bit more about it. And I'm not saying they're good, bad, or or indifferent at this point. New York bill would force some Chick-fil-A's located in New York City to have to open on Sunday. Oh, not just in New York City, in New York State.
Really?
So all Chick-fil-A's, longstanding, have been closed on Sunday. Their belief, Chick-fil-A's belief, is Sunday is a day of rest, the day of Lord. And so they close all their stores. But New York is trying to put forth a bill that would threaten the fast food giant, which is the number one fast food in America.
How can you force someone to be open for business?
I don't. Well, under the New York State Thruway Authority, you would have to open every day of the week.
So is that like on one of their toll roads, or is it like all of them? Or
I just move out, dude. Get this.
No, what I'm saying is you can't force someone to open their business when they don't want to be open. That's like saying you got to be open at 3 a.m.
Especially on a Sunday.
It doesn't matter what day.
The legislation proposed last week would require all food vendors operating at rest stops and on the throughway, which is the tollway, that they would have to be open every day of the week.
Now they can do that because that's a lease that they sign, like being in a mall where Chick-fil-A used to, they used to negotiate that. So you just won't have Chick-fil-A.
They didn't have no problem until now.
Well, and maybe they can get grandfathered in, who knows. Half of Buick dealerships take a buyout to avoid having to sell GM electric cars. So half of the Buick dealerships in America have opted to take a buyout from General Motors to avoid having to sell electric vehicles. Buick is going to be a thing of the past soon.
Well, they're one of the...
Because they've lost half their dealerships.
Dang. Good car, though.
Who's buying them out?
General Motors is buying them out. That's what the story says. Tom, would you consider Buick a young man's car?
Middle-aged.
It's an old person's car.
They've tried to market it to young folks, but it's...
it's definitely open. Remember when they came out with was it called the Roadster?
Yeah,
it was a whale of a car.
I remember it.
It was huge, unbelievable. 63% of people say that the holidays are more stressful than taxes. I don't know about that. And a woman gets a potato for a Christmas bonus, valued at $15. It was a stuffed potato.
For real.
Okay.
Well, Rooney, I'm counting on you, brother. Don't give me the potato.
If it's a regular potato, they can cut it up for seed potatoes and grow their own potatoes.
Yeah, no. This was a baked potato.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do anything.
Don't give me the baked potato at the potato bar. I'm just saying. Help a brother out here. All right, 877-396-W105. Tom, quickly to the text. We got to get to the good news of the day.
All right, quickly. Mama Bear, Chick-fil-A, they need to leave New York, she says. Yeah, you're right about that. And Tom, is always a side effect of a drunken night. It's the texter. No,
Tom.
I don't think so.
Tom is a side effect.
He was drunk.
I've never drank my whole life, so I don't know what y'all.
It says you're the side effect.
Yeah,
of a drunken night.
No,
that's what it says.
I may be a little punchy, but that's all.
Oh my goodness.
So anyway, there you go. B.
No, what they're saying is two people had a drunken night and you were the result.
Oh,
that's what it means.
Okay.
Yes, I get that. It was a night of tequila.
There you
go.
go.
Sure.
I don't think it's that funny, but you got to read it right to get it.
Yeah. All right, good news of the day being brought to you by Herschel Rustin Hayes. Call Rustin this morning. He'll take care of all your insurance, home, auto, life insurance, commercial insurance. 575-396-0513. Give him a call. He's right across the street from Bob's Thriftway. Stop in and see him at 1109 West Avenue D in Lovington, or 575-396-0513. Proud sponsor of the good news of the day.
So the paternity of a baby orangutan born at the Denver Zoo was a mystery to staff. So who are they going to call to find out who the father is? Maury Povich. Povich, of course, himself a father of three, is best known for his talk show where he would say either you are the father or you are not the father, and people would go crazy and run all over the stage and throw things at each other. Siska the orangutan is 4 months old, but it was unclear if her father was the 30-year-old Bernai or the 16-year-old Jaya, the zoo said on X, which is formerly Twitter. On Monday, the zoo revealed they were settling that paternity debate by asking the expert to come in.
Right.
And of course, that expert is Povich. So he came straight off receiving the Daytime Emmy's Lifetime Achievement honor to make the announcement. Like he would do on his own show, Povich amped up the drama as they opened the manila envelope containing the results. This is really important, he said. When it comes to the orangutan, 4-month-old Siska Bernai, You are the father. The zoo even mimicked the show by sharing a split screen of the two photos of each orangutan, just like the audience would do. Just before he lent his services to the zoo, Povich spoke on the Daytime Emmys red carpet about his legacy of delivering paternity test results. They're going to remember you are the father, you are not the father, he told Entertainment Tonight. That's what they're going to remember. And for doing that, 84-year-old Maury Povich is delivering the good news of the day.
Good news of the day being brought to you by Rustin Hayes. Give him a call. He can take care of all of your insurance. Tom, have a great one. We'll see you tomorrow for the Friday edition of Being the Breakfast Club. Blake, God bless you. Thanks for putting up with Tom for one more day.
Well, I'd be one of
Good
my
news is next week we get a break.
Uh-oh.
That's the good news.
I don't know that I can throw in those dumb comments, but I will if you need me to.
Hey, by the way, tomorrow is Larry Scott is our guest on the extended version of Being the Breakfast Club. He'll be in the studio live at 9:06.
Larry Scott. I mean, you never said who he was.
Was a state senator. State representative.
I know who he is, but I'm just thinking not everybody does.
Oh, State Rep Larry Scott.
Thank you, Tom. God bless you. All right, quick look at what's going on with news. Tradio coming up next. News this morning being brought to you by Roach Air Conditioning and Heating. They can take care of all your air conditioning and heating needs. Need a new unit, need your existing unit repaired, they can take care of that. Give them a call, 575-631-1999, 631-1999. We'll see you tomorrow for B and the Breakfast Club. Tradio up next.
NTD Radio News being brought to you by Griffin's Electric, serving Carlsbad for over 15 years. Griffin's Electric, bringing you the news. Call Jeremy today, 575-200-8812.
When it comes to electrical repairs, installations, or renovations, leave it